and remove your hats as the Alabama Army National Guard from the 2025th in Jacksonville, Alabama, presents today's colors. The flag raising by Boy Scout Troop 199 out of Pell City, Alabama. Please welcome Eric Quinn from Motor Racing Outreach as he delivers today's invocation.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we want to say thank you today. Thank you for the beautiful weather we have in this awesome facility. We thank you most of all for your Son, Jesus Christ. We ask, Lord, that you would have safety over these drivers and crews today. Just watch over them, be with their families as they wait anxiously for them. Be with the safety crews and the officials as they watch over the competitors. I ask, Lord, for the fans, that you would give them a great day, get them home safely so that they might share their experiences when they get home with their family. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please welcome Sony recording artist Little Big Town as they sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Special thanks to the 50th Flying Squadron from Columbus, Mississippi, led by Captain Mark Sadler. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the most famous words in NASCAR racing, NFL great and Grand Marshal Ken Stabler. Gentlemen, start your engine.
There are 143,000 seats at Talladega, most all of them sold. They'll hardly be used over the next 3 hours. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
NBC tonight on Boomtown.
He's got a gun. He's gonna kill me.
A murder heard over the phone.
LAPD.
A wife caught in a dangerous game. A race against time.
The woman is going to be murdered.
Hey, I got something.
Critics are calling it the best new show of the season.
What exactly happens at your parties?
Boomtown, NBC tonight.
Do you want the luxury of a Simmons Beauty Rest mattress? Boston Interiors has the quality beauty rest you want on sale now at all 4 Boston Interior stores.
I'm a food truck man. That's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries. I don't compromise.
It's truck season, and that means now's the best time to buy a tough new Ford truck. For a limited time, get up to $3,000 cash back or 0% financing. That's up to $3,000 cash or 0 financing on whatever truck you choose. From the fun, tough Ranger to the rugged F-150 to the Power Pack Super Duty. Your local Ford store's got the best deal on the hottest selling trucks in America. Only at your New England Ford dealer.
Introducing Minutes Without Limits, only from AT&T Wireless. Finally, you can call all you want.
Yes, tomorrow, be there.
When you want.
I'll see you Friday night.
To where you want, anywhere across the U.S.
Bill, it's me.
Minutes Without Limits. Unlimited anytime minutes, no long distance or roaming charges, all for $99.99 a month.
Okay, who's got my phone?
Minutes Without Limits. That's M-Life. Hurry in or call, and check out the new Nokia phones.
Play, dude.
It was your best shot.
Come on.
What about this food? Uh-oh.
Better get Mako.
See Mako for Ambassador Paint. $249 and get a free estimate on body repair.
Randy Price.
Or you'll see only on 7.
Katerina Bandini.
Let's get right to reporter.
The team to watch for the best news coverage. Only on 7 News.
NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Tough drivers, tough trucks.
Over the weekend, more than 10,000 fans took part in the EA Sports NASCAR Thunder 2003 Fan Challenge here in Talladega. Derek Wood of Elkhorn, Nebraska, drove the fastest qualifying lap, advancing into the final round against Dale Earnhardt Jr. And even though juniors won the last 2 races here at Talladega, Derek got past his NASCAR hero on the final dramatic lap, earning him the title of Ultimate NASCAR Thunder Video Gamer and $10,000. All right, what about our NASCAR Thunder 2003, BP?
Well, normally at this time of the race, we tell you about the groove and the best way around the racetrack. Today, there is no groove. They're all over the racetrack. We see the cars too wide. You're going through the trouble by the start-finish line. Wally, will probably see more cars wide than that.
It's going to get a lot busier.
3, 4. Yesterday in practice, we saw the cars 3, 4 wide. These cars at 190 miles per hour can run inside any of these lanes they want to, and that's what it may take to get to victory lane and hoist that trophy.
NASCAR Thunder 2003, now available in stores. Cars just rolling from the pit lane to start their 3 paraded pace laps. A look at the starting lineup, and the green flag is next from Talladega.
Chariots with 4 horses. Try 700. NASCAR Thunder 2003. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
What goes around,
Don't mess with Dodge Ram, Durango, and Dakota. Part of the most powerful, longest-lasting line of trucks. Grab Dodge's new 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
Working on the rollbacks, prices going down, down. Working on the rollbacks, whoop, another goes down. Working on the rollbacks, prices going down, down. Working on the rollbacks, whoop, another goes down.
Get the Walmart rollbacks. Working hard to save you even more.
Working.
Always.
So, Kyle, John, tell me, who's your favorite driver out there?
Oh, that's easy, man. South
Who's your favorite, John?
Sal Fusco. He's got ice in the veins. Fusco, hands down.
That Fusco gets through traffic like nobody's business.
He's lightning in a bottle.
When the heat's on, Fusco always delivers.
Fusco is the real deal.
Who is Sal Fusco?
You don't know Sal Fusco.
Kevin, he's right over there.
Excuse me, Mr. Fusco?
How bad have you got it?
NBC's coverage of the EA Sports 500 is brought to you by NASCAR Thunder 2003 from EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. By Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By Walmart. Always low prices. Always. By Wrangler and Wrangler's new 5-star premium denim jeans. And by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. NASCAR on NBC from the world's fastest speedway, where the EA Sports 500 is about to get underway at Talladega. Cars about 1.5 laps through 3 parade and pace laps they'll make before the green waves.
65!
Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is proud to sponsor the Bud Pole Award given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Winston Cup race, but not this one. Qualifying canceled by rain on Friday, but there are the 14 drivers already qualified for next February's Bud Shootout. Anheuser-Busch awarding more than $7 million since 1979 as title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. Now the Walmart starting grid for today's EA Sports 500. Field lined up according to current owner points and other provisions. So Jimmy Johnson, the championship leader, is on the pole.
And on the inside of row 2 is Tony Stewart. Restrictor plates, his Achilles this year. He's averaged a 37th place finish. Last week's winner, Jeff Gordon, on the outside.
Jamie McMurray, his NASCAR Winston Cup debut in Sterling Marlin's car. He starts in row 3 with Rusty Wallace.
There's Ryan Newman, the inside of row 4. Hottest driver so far in the second half, Matt Kenseth on the outside. 4 victories this year.
A couple of drivers each making their 52nd start at Talladega. Bill Elliott and Ricky Rudd, the veterans row number 5 today.
And on the inside of row 6, Kurt Busch. On the outside is Dale Jarrett. Let's try to talk to Dale Jarrett. DJ Benny Parsons, you got me?
I got you, BP.
All right, first of all, how's the car?
I think it was going to be pretty good. Seems to be able to draft up and hang on. Haven't had it out front that much in the draft, but I think we'll be okay.
Do you have your strategy all lined up with a small gas tank?
We've talked about a lot of different scenarios for sure. And, well, we got some action going on before we ever get started here. But it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. We think we know what we want to do if we can just make all of that happen.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys get together coming down for the signal. 1 lap to go, DJ.
Yeah, it looked like Mark was trying to warm up his tires and maybe got a little loose and came over into the 48. So I don't know if there's any damage, but we'll have to see what happens.
Oh, man, it's starting early, DJ. Good luck.
It is starting early. Hopefully that'll be as much action as we'll have today, other than just a lot of passing.
All right, man, thanks.
And the rest of the starting field for today's EA Sports 500. What was that all about?
The 48 right front fender, when I looked up, was pretty well damaged.
Man.
What do you do about that?
I'm monitoring NASCAR's radio. I believe the 6 team is asking permission to pass the pace car to try and come to pit road and check their car. Permission being denied, of course. You're never allowed to pass the pace car. Wow, that's weird.
That is weird.
And the top 2 guys in the championship before we even get started.
And as I said, there is damage. I saw damage to the right front tire, right front fender. Let's see what we can tell what might have happened.
Well, you see Mark on the outside, front row.
Left front down so far that the tire hit the fender there, Mark.
Oh, that wasn't it, buddy. It was mechanically bound. It was lost. It wasn't a fender.
What in the world? I have no idea.
He's talking like the way he's talking to Ben Leslie is all of a sudden it just locked up. He was turning it left, and it would not turn back to the right. It just locked up. And Ben is talking about the air pressure being so low. Matt, what are they saying down there?
Benny, Chad Knaus was lobbying NASCAR that they could bring the 48 down the hold-off, throwing the green. They are not, the way it sounds now, they are not going to do that. Chad is still lobbying. He says that his spotter told him that there is damage to the right front fender. Chad is still lobbying. And Rick Hendrick is now coming into the mix, helping to lobby on the 48 team's part.
And Matt, while that's going on, they're putting Mark Martin's number up on the board. He's being black flagged. Dave, what's up there?
It's okay. It's perfect. Still posting us. They're still posting us. We got to come down and raise the hood.
All right. Having some troubles with Dave's microphone. We'll get him fixed in a minute. You see Mark Martin following the pace car down pit road as the field comes to the green flag. One championship contender in trouble before we even start.
And we heard Ben Leslie say NASCAR's posted us. We've got to come down and raise the hood. They do that.
They do that as the field goes green. 188 laps to make up the distance at Talladega today. Jimmy Johnson and now Jeff Gordon lead the field to turn one.
But obviously Jeff took a look at that fender when he pulled up next to Jimmy Johnson. Didn't think it was bad enough for Jimmy Johnson to come down pit lane.
And we see Mark Martin is rolling, but he is completely out of the draft. That means he'll be about 3 seconds a lap slower than these cars.
He needs a caution fast to catch up to the field. Here's Kurt.
It's this time. It's this time. I want to change right side tire, have that fender out. Take a hammer with you if you've got to.
The 48 car, Chad Knaus talking about hit this time. It must be rubbing or something.
That is.
Unbelievable. So the top two in the championship in trouble already.
Well, it is pretty bad then.
Yes, it is. We see the damage to that right front fender.
Jeff Gordon leads lap one. Rusty Wallace to his outside. They're 3 deep right behind him. Matt Yoakum.
And what will seem like an eternity, Jimmy Johnson finally comes to a stop. You can see the right front cosmetic damage. Shane Parstow going to work, trying to pull out that front valence, beating it with a hammer as they lose more and more time. Chad Knaus, the crew chief, underneath, trying to beat out the front valence right underneath the Monte Carlo decal, changing right side tires. Jimmy now is finally down and away. A tough break for today's point leader.
He's going to lose a lap.
Yeah, he's going to go a lap down real quick here.
These engines, the restricted engines, take a long time to get up to speed, and this pack is coming at him full steam.
Why wouldn't you have come in on the pace lap when they weren't up to speed? You wouldn't have lost as much ground.
Well, because Mark Martin was black flag, had to come in, and he's about a half lap behind where Jimmy Johnson
is going to get past in probably 5 or 6 laps.
Yes. Not even that long. I mean, he's coming off turn 2, and this is the pack.
No, you're right.
So he's going to get overtaken this lap.
But see, they were just coming up to speed when Mark came in, so he had a lot more time. What do you say, Matt?
Well, Wally, one thing, while under the pace laps, Chad Knaus radioed Jimmy Johnson and said, is it smoking? When they took the green coming out of 2, he said, is it smoking? And his radio was breaking up. Chad could not take a chance that possibly it was smoking because it is a great distance from the front stretch to the back stretch. Dave.
Matt, Mark Martin radioed in before the problem occurred on the pace lap that he had a steering situation. NASCAR required them to pit because they wanted them to check the steering problem. Apparently that was okay, and when they also checked for any damage on the 6 car, that too is okay.
So Mark Martin is running 42nd on the backstretch. The field's into turn 1, coming up on 43rd place, Jimmy Johnson. And this race has gotten bizarre right from the get-go.
Well, I said there had to be some kind of radio communication problem because Jeff Gordon obviously saw that fender on his team, I mean, the car that he part owned, and knew it was going to be a problem. But now, maybe Jimmy did not get the message.
Best thing Jimmy could do is try to tag on to Jeff Gordon here, right? Try and stay up there and hope that, you know, somebody gives him a lap back at a caution.
Yeah, too late. Because now he's back about 10th spot.
Well, at this point now, I would get out of the draft completely and just ride in the back in case something does happen. You're not going to be in it.
Try to dodge the wreck.
Okay, so while we've been paying attention to what's been going on with the championship leaders, the race lead has changed hands. Jeff Gordon is shuffled back, and Matt Kenseth goes to the point. Matt, one of the 5 drivers who could win the $1 million bonus from Winston today. Top 5 finishers from the Richmond race, second weekend of September. If one of them can win the race today, they get $1 million bonus, and a fan gets $1 million as well.
But it sure didn't take Junior and Michael Waltrip long to get to the front, did it? There they are in second, and, well, was third. Now it's fourth as Rudd goes to the outside in that 28 car.
And Junior started 13th. Michael started 15th. They were nose to tail when the green flag dropped.
And that's what the competitors have to avoid. They need to get in between that 8 and 15 because everybody knows how strong they've been on the restrictor plate races. So
watch the yellow line at the bottom of the track. That's the out-of-bounds line here at Talladega. You saw Jeff Gordon flirting with it a minute ago.
You saw Jeff Green running down to that yellow line, and Gordon had no choice but back off the throttle.
NASCAR told the drivers in their pre-race meeting about 2 hours before green flag, race above the yellow line on the track. The quote from race director David Hoots was, if in NASCAR's judgment you go below the yellow line to improve your position, you will be black flagged and penalized.
In fact, our camera had a rock in the lens.
Yes, sure did.
Top 5 have lined up single file, 2 and 3 wide from their back.
And the reason a guy will go down a block like Jeff Green did is you don't want to be put in a position to be in the center. Because if a guy comes underneath you and makes that move, all of a sudden you're in the middle and you're going to lose a lot of positions.
On board Ryan Newman.
Oh, he had to back out of the throttle. You hear that? He squeezed out as he ran up on the back of Tony Stewart's car. First 6, 7 cars all in a single line, but more behind that, it is, I think chaos is probably the best word I can think of.
So check it out. First to 41st. 3.3 seconds. On a track that it takes 50-some seconds to get around. What do you think it'd be normally? Let's say Charlotte next week. How far would it be first to 41st?
Oh,
15, 18 seconds.
This many laps? It probably will be, yeah, at least half of 30, about 15 seconds. Half a lap.
Matt Kenseth leads. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is second. Michael Waltrip third. Jeff Green fourth. Rusty Wallace fifth. Some bizarre moments at the opening here. But the championship leaders Jimmy Johnson and Mark Martin already running last after starting first.
A father teaching his son about cars.
Teaching?
Look at that brake dust buildup, Manny. Ooh.
You know, Quiet Stop Brake ceramic lining cuts down on squeaking and brake dust.
Right now, he would save up to $40 on Raybesta's Quiet Stop Brake Service. Just see store for details.
They'll make that kid's job a lot easier.
And Dad's car a lot quieter. Looks like it's time for a father and son trip to Pep Boys.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
You want to know why I ran from Enterprise? Because having the right car can make all the difference.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Intelligence is not limited to humans. Make a collect call, Mr. Frisky. Witness him dialing down the center at 1-800-CALLATT. Even he knows it's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
5-star denim from Wrangler. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
Lowe's is rolling out the red carpet, and textured, and Berber. Over 7,000 colors and styles of carpet, and every kind of flooring you could possibly want. We'll measure, move your furniture, and install, guaranteed. We'll even haul away your old carpet. And no one ever beats Lowe's prices, because Lowe's has low prices every day, guaranteed. That's our promise. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Use your Lowe's card. There are 0 payments, 0 finance charges for 6 months.
Notre Dame's return to glory continues, 5-0 and ranked among the nation's elite. They put their undefeated record on the line versus Pittsburgh. Next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern, NBC.
Follow the action all weekend. Just log on to America Online and go to NASCAR.com. America Online, keyword NASCAR.
Here's our Wendy's race menu as we follow the race for the championship on NBC and TNT. Next Sunday, Lowe's Motor Speedway, Charlotte, 12 noon Eastern Time, followed by the final short track race of the season in Martinsville, Virginia. And it's on to Atlanta, Rockingham. It's going to be a great fight for the title. Be with us on NBC and TNT. Here at Talladega, Matt Kenseth is the leader of the EA Sports 500.
Check this out. Jeff Gordon trying to go by Dale Earnhardt Jr. We haven't seen many cars pass that 8 on a restrictor plate racetrack.
He's got the 20 car behind him of Tony Stewart. Tony was very strong in practice, so he's got a good drafting partner right there.
Just joining us, the start of this race already bizarre. The field lined up according to owner points because qualifying was rained out. The top 2 in the championship, Jimmy Johnson and Mark Martin, are on the front row.
And watch Martin as he's weaving back and forth to clean his tires, and all of a sudden the steering locks up. And he drives down right in the side of the right front fender of Jimmy Johnson's car.
I think he probably felt something was wrong, BP. That's why he was swerving like that. I think he probably felt something back earlier and started swinging it around. Here's what they said on the radio.
I guess it happened when I tried to warm the tires up, and the steering locked up on some.
It might have shoved the left front down so far that the tire hit the fender there, Mark.
And you see Mark about to be swallowed up by the pack as they're coming up to put him a lap down. He's in 42nd place. Jimmy Johnson, who pitted on the first lap of the race, is 1 lap down in 43rd. Dave?
Jack Roush now. Jack, we heard Mark say on the radio that he might have gotten the left, or actually Ben speculated he might have gotten the left front caught up underneath it. Do you have any idea what might have happened?
It seemed like a mechanical problem based on looking at the TV, the monitor there, the way it went across the racetrack. I think that there must have been a rock that got up in there and locked up the steering as he tried to turn it, or there was a wrench or a fastener of some kind that got in the way. Whatever the mechanical problem was, it's cleared itself out now. He doesn't have a problem now, but there was certainly a problem at the beginning.
Okay, and right now Mark has been seeing debris on the racetrack, trying to call it in, but it's not anything that NASCAR will throw the caution for. Matt?
Dave, Chad Canal still shaking his head in disbelief. Chad, you've worked on the damage. How bad is it?
It's pretty substantial. You know, anytime you get any type of damage in a super speedway car, it just kills the drag on the car. So the car's running well right now in the draft. Will it be fast enough to ever lead again? I don't know. I probably doubt it. You know, I don't know. I hated something apparently happened to the 6 car. Right now they've got him listed the same lap as us where, you know, he pitted before they took the green. That's supposed to be a 1-lap penalty, and he's still on the same lap as us. So I don't really understand what's going on. But, you know, it's early on in the race. We'll try to get our lap back. We get our lap back, and we can get up there and get a good solid top 10 out of this.
Is that why you didn't come as well, because of the 1-lap penalty?
They told me if I would have pitted before the green flag that I would have gotten a 1-lap penalty.
Talladega. It's the Bermuda Triangle, Winston Cup stock car racing, and the wild and wacky things happen, and they've done again here today.
Now, my understanding, we want to check with NASCAR and confirm.
My understanding is, I think most everybody, if you stop on the pace lap and fuel the car, then it's a lap penalty. But I didn't realize that you couldn't stop.
Especially if it becomes an issue where you've got damage to the car. I don't think they want a car out there that's got damage leading the pack to the green.
Yeah, Benny, we're thinking the same thing. And obviously there's some confusion there somewhere. But if you take fuel before the start, that's a no-no.
Yes.
But I've never heard it said you can't pit before the start of the race.
Because if you could fuel, then all the cars back from 35th on back would stop every time on the 1 to go and put some fuel in the car just so they could have that extra gasoline. It would be an advantage for them.
Especially today.
Yeah, because it's going to be, I think fuel is going to be a big issue today.
Matt Kenseth leads. Mark Martin now put one lap down. See him running right behind his Roush teammate Kenseth. Down in the 17, Mark in the 6. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. now in that outside lane.
Trying to flex his muscles, take that Bud Chevrolet to the front.
Did you notice he's been separated from his identical twin there, the 15 car.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do. Like I said, these guys know how fast those two cars are when they get hooked up, so they need to keep those guys separated. A couple guys making a charge to the front here. You got Schrader up there and Mike Skinner. Those guys started way back in the field, so their cars are working real well right now in the draft.
And by the way, just to back up and put the button on the Jimmy Johnson thing, just confirm with NASCAR Race Control, he could have pitted on the pace lap as long as he didn't take fuel, and there would have been no penalty.
That makes sense,
right?
Because I know they wouldn't want a car out there that, like I said, it becomes a safety issue, and that car had a lot of damage.
And where Mark Martin is concerned, NASCAR asked him to pit because they didn't want to have a car out there starting the race that had a steering problem.
Right.
Marty?
Well, believe it or not, in Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car, as you ride looking out his bumper right now, they debated on changing the engine in this car this morning. Yesterday in happy hour, Dale Jr. said he felt like the engine was starting to lay down. The engine that won the last two races here is the backup engine. It's on the truck. They debated on whether to put it in or not. They decided not to do that. They felt like this was their best power plant as he continues to try to get to the front. He's trying that outside groove and doing it with Tony Stewart pushing him.
You know, sometimes BP on the dyno and on the racetrack are two different things.
Looks to me like he's picking them up and putting them down pretty good right now. Talking about the engine in the 8 car. He led that last lap, as a matter of fact. Was that the first time he's led today?
Yep, first lap Junior's led today. Jeff Gordon led 3, Matt Kenseth 14, and now Junior for 1. Here's our Old Navy race fact. 8 drivers won their first NASCAR Winston Cup race at Talladega. Only 2 ever picked up a second career win. Davey Allison, Ken Schrader. You know one of the guys that got his first and only career Winston Cup win here?
That I do, my brother Phil.
Yep. Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing for the lead, just underway in the EA Sports 500 at Talladega. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
They're bringing your Taurus around.
Great.
It's got the personal safety system, anti-lock brakes, and traction control.
Perfect.
I even threw in the DJ 88 package. No extra charge.
Tune into the Ford Championship Weekend on NBC November 16th to 17th at Homestead Miami Speedway and cheer DJ 88 on to victory.
What? No, wait. You got to hear it run.
I'll take it.
That's great. I'll go get you.
No. I want this one.
That's the demo.
I want this one.
Where can you get the top 6 tool brands, including Craftsman? Where can you get over 18,000 tools? Where can you get a price match guarantee? At America's Best Tool Store. Sears, where else?
Great.
Let's go.
And what did you do this weekend?
I called this girl, but the line was busy.
Gary? Matt?
I went to Wendy's for lunch. Well, I see their hamburgers on TV, and they look good. I ordered a classic double with cheese. Call me crazy, but I think they made it just for me. Hot, juicy, it tasted great. And when I finished, I felt good. And I liked that feeling.
Bravo.
Sure.
Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. And now Wendy's pickup window is open late, so you can eat great, even late.
Chariots with 4 horses. Try 700. NASCAR Thunder 2003. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports.
That's it. Yeah. NBC Monday at 8, 7 Central. The bees are coming.
There is a very good chance you guys are going to get stung.
200,000 bees covering every inch of your body.
Cowboy up, baby! I'm a little worried, bro. Cowboy's hurt.
All new Fear Factor. Be there. 8, 7 Central. NBC Monday.
NASCAR on NBC from Talladega, Alabama, with live coverage of the EA Sports 500 for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Our Little Debbie trivia question. Who was the last driver to win Talladega and with the win take over the championship lead? Survey says, I didn't even know this one. I had to look at the back of the card to get the answer.
Jeff Gordon in July of 1996. Yes, this race used to be run the last weekend in July, and we'll be talking about it being hot today.
Yeah, it was hot then.
I guarantee you, I don't know what temperature it was, but it was hot. Jeremy Mayfield in the middle of that, the 19 car. And Wally, I can't believe the line here in the online poll. This is one. Read this, Alan. Folks, pay attention to this now.
Our NBC.com, NBCSports.com poll. This is a Benny and Wally special. Would you like to see a red flag rule used at Talladega and Daytona that could set up a potential one-lap sprint for the win? Background on this, the red flag last week at Kansas and some of the other tracks, the not red flag at Daytona, which would have resulted in a one-lap race to the finish. The drivers very much against that on these restricted tracks at Daytona and Talladega, and we had some on-air debate about whether the fans would be in favor of it or not. So, that's true. Tell us.
Let the fans just tell us what you think.
Plus, we've talked about so much about the pit road and what's going to happen today. If you want to look at a pit map for today's race and find out where your favorite drivers stop, and we've got that up at NBCSports.com too.
Wally, I can't believe the line that Junior, he took the lead on the outside. When he got in front, I thought he would drive back down to the very bottom of the racetrack, but he's staying on the very top. I have never seen him run around this racetrack in that high line.
Yeah, obviously he's got the car handling well, because he couldn't run up there if it wasn't handling well. He's got a lot of other guys that are hanging with him too, so working for him. Usually that bump out of turn 4 is what's tough to run that high line. When you come out of 4, there's a pretty good bump, but must not be affecting him much.
Monitoring on Dale Jr.'s radio when he took the lead a couple of laps ago.
Yeah, the top's where it's at, baby. That's who show the top. Look out.
The top is where it's at. Snyder.
Well, BP, let me explain a little bit. About 2 months ago, Dale Earnhardt Jr. had a friend give him about 200 beta tapes. Those are pretty high-quality videotapes of old races. He bought a beta machine, put it in his house, and he's been watching these old races. He said, I'm running the top line like these old guys, like BP used to do. This is fun up here. It's a little scary, but I like it up here.
I don't know about that. Man, oh man, I've never seen him that high on this racetrack.
Difference was when you did it, you didn't have a restrictor plate.
Yeah. I was chasing that back end up there.
You know, Junior had a pretty good teacher for this racetrack, too. Not just us old video games, but his dad, who won here 10 times.
I've had the same opportunity everybody else has as far as learning from him. A lot of these guys raced against him for a long time and know quite a bit about his style and probably picked up on a lot of things that he did. But I take in a lot of confidence, I guess, of you know, being kin to him, that I had the ability to carry that out on the racetrack, and it just seems to have an effect on the rest of the field. I don't know. A lot of guys seem to want to work with me, and when you get a lot of help out there, it really makes you look good.
Well, he's getting a lot of help right now from Tony Stewart, but I'm not too sure that's enough, because Jeremy Mayfield is taking that Dodge up to the middle and just might take the lead.
It looks like it. It's like everybody's got a lot of help.
Yeah.
I mean, they're three wide, and I don't know how deep they are.
You got some guys in there that have come from the back of the pack. The gold car on the inside, Mike Skinner in the 4. He started 37th. Yellow car, the M&M's machine on the left, Ken Schrader, 36. He started back in 31st place. And Bill, that rookie, Jamie McMurray, he got shuffled back for a little bit, but now he's moving back toward the front.
Been running inside the top 10 for the last few laps here, doing an outstanding job in the car, not saying much on the radio, but getting fantastic help from his 2 spotters, Lauren Ranier and Timmy McKeegan. McKeegan's on the back stretch. Lauren is on the front stretch. He's their #1 spotter, the guy that usually spots for Sterling Marlin as well. So not only is he getting to know the crew and the other drivers, he's also learning 2 new spotters today at Talladega.
And you can tell you can see just how important spotters would be to tell you, to warn you that a car is trying to pass you on the inside, that a car is trying to pass you on the outside. Look at Brett Bodine, that Hooters car right behind the Citgo Jeff Burton car.
Started 41st.
Last time by, he was 12th, and might be farther up this time.
And by the way, watching that 40 car on pit road, Sterling Marlin was part of the Discover Cars countdown to green. Said it's very tough to stand here and watch. It can be difficult to race these events, but if you're a Winston Cup driver, the last place you want to be is on the sidelines. That's where Sterling is today, again, out for the season with a fractured vertebra in his neck.
Yeah, especially in a place like here, Bill, because, I mean, Sterling is one of the best guys in the draft. He's had a lot of success here, and boy, he had a good shot at winning this race.
And, you know, we saw Sterling Marlin standing in the pits with the cervical collar on, and why would he get out of the car? He cracked the cervical number 2, C2 or whatever. Folks, that's the same, C2 is the same thing Christopher Reeve broke.
Now that I understand.
So, and he cracked this one, so there's no wonder why he's standing there and not in the race car.
Might have had a great chance to win the championship this year, but in the end, it's not worth it.
Oh, I agree. Walking's a lot better.
Yeah. Hey, how about Jimmy Johnson? 48 car has gotten in front of the pack. He's on the tail end of the lead lap. Caution comes out now, and he can stay there back around to the yellow flag. He's right back in the thick of this thing. Hardest thing at Talladega or Daytona, these restricted races, is getting a lap back if you get one down. Although his teammates going to swallow him up.
Yeah, his teammate and team owner said, you're one of these guys that got to beat here.
All right, well, that's interesting, isn't it?
And we talked about the big crash and how difficult it is to avoid the big crash. I think now, if you haven't watched the race at Talladega before, you understand just how tough it would be. If something happens up in front of these cars and they make contact and start spinning, these guys in the back have no chance.
You know, I watch these races all the time, and the phrase keeps popping into my head. Where'd he come from? Where'd he come from? Weren't we just talking about Ricky Craven dropping back? He just took the lead. 32 car. Yeah, about 15th or 16th just a couple of laps ago. Bill?
And the tension and the preparations building here on pit road, Alan, already closing in on the first set of stops. Remember, these teams are running a fuel cell today that holds about 13 gallons of fuel. It depends on who you ask how much fuel they actually got in there. But when they come in, you'll see all kinds of different strategies. Probably 2 tires and get as much fuel as you can in there. A lot of pressure on these guys on pit road today.
You're going to see a lot of chaos getting to pit lane as well, Bill, because these guys are really going to be trying to get as much advantage as they can to get to the start of pit lane. And these cars just don't stop that well, DP.
No. 3,400 pounds and very little brake on these cars. Not enough brake. Dave Burns, what are they saying down there?
Well, BP, we've been talking about running the high line here, but several crews have radioed to their drivers, start working your way to the bottom because they don't want to surprise anybody and try to come from a high lane, cut across to go to the pits.
That's a big concern if these guys try to push it the rest of the way and run out of fuel in front of the pack. What a mess that's going to be.
And I think I'd want to come in if I was the leader or up towards the start of the front of the pack. This way you've got a clean pit lane and, you know, you get in and out without any problems. How about it, Bill? Here he comes.
And this will be the beginning of it. So far, I only see Craven on pit road. Oh, now he's got other help, other drafting partners coming in. These guys have to pit in bunches. This is going to be fuel only for Craven. Some guys stopping earlier, one, so they'll get a good gas mileage measurement. And the other thing is, they don't want to be on pit road when it's really crowded. Craven's got his fuel. Dave.
Bill Jeremy Mayfield, who has been at the front of the pack today, changes 2 right side tires, gets his car full of fuel, no adjustments to the Dodge.
Boy, what were Craven's guys yelling about there?
I don't know.
And Bill Elliott's service already completed, right side tires, and they've filled it full of fuel. The question, 13 or more. The Dodge is not getting the fuel mileage the Chevrolets and Fords are.
Boy, that's going to be a big concern unless this caution flag mixes things up.
All right, got some more dropping off to come to pit road as Jeff Gordon comes back with the lead.
There's Jeff Burton, the Citgo car, on pit road. Jamie McMurray, Bill.
And this is his first pit stop as a Winston Cup driver. Going to change right side tires. Again, it's probably just 1 can of fuel, although some guys to really pack it are going to use a second can. Not necessary this time. McMurray practiced pit stops yesterday, stalls it, has to get pushed out. First mistake for the rookie.
Man, oh man, that's about 2 or 3 seconds you just simply cannot afford to lose on pit road.
That's a mistake we talked about earlier. You cannot make on this deal, because if this does go green, that's a lot of space you're going to have to, it's going to be almost impossible to make up.
You see Todd Bodine and Jimmy Spencer also leaving pit road, having just stopped. Who comes in this time? While we watch these pit stops, the ticker across the top of the screen, the names you see now appearing in yellow will be those who have already made their stops in the cycle of green. Here's Matt Kensington.
And it's right side tires for Matt and a load of fuel. A lot of concern for spotters and crew chiefs that their drivers can get from the outside crew onto pit road. Kens has made it. He's got his fuel. He's on his way.
6-car Martin 1 lap down, full of fuel, right side tires, back out.
Martin coming up on Matt Kenseth. There's Kurt Busch leaving pit road. Scott Wimmer's been in. Kevin Harvick. How about Kurt Busch, Marty?
Well, with 2 tires and no changes for Kurt Busch. Pretty happy with the chassis. They decided to make no chassis changes on the car, and they have a car out of gas on the backstretch.
Mike Skinner has run out of gas. Meantime, most of the guys who were front runners are coming in. Gordon is in. Wallace, Stewart, Newman. Dave?
Jeff Gordon radioed in. We don't need to change a thing. The car is great. They will put 2 fresh right side tires on there and pack this fuel cell full of fuel. 12.5, 13 gallons, maybe a little bit more, and they'll send Jeff on his way. Matt?
The most important guy on the 20s pit stop is Jeff Gooch Patterson, the gas man. He's got to pack that fuel cell full of fuel. Stewart's service complete.
Did you hear Jeff Gordon revving the engine, anticipation of letting that clutch out and leaving the pits?
But you still got to be careful. You put right side tires on that thing. You got the hot, sticky ones on the left, the cold ones on the right. We used to break a lot of axles in the back. Boy, that just took Skinner out of the race, unless this thing gets the yellow.
Elliott Sadler stalled on pit road, had to be pushed several pit stalls down pit road. Here comes Junior down pit road.
Junior Michael Waltrip getting a couple of more laps than everybody else. Make a note of that.
I'll see if Junior changed his right sides. He did lock it up getting down in a pit lane.
You're going to see him come by Dave Blaney's car being pushed there. Marty?
Michael Waltrip comes on the pit road. He is very happy with the chassis. Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the very last stall on pit road. Doesn't take very long to get all the fuel in this 13-gallon fuel cell. It'll be right side tires for Junior. He was a little tight. They decided to make no changes. He is full of fuel. He'll beat his teammate off pit road.
Not so fast there. Michael Waltrip beats Junior. Ricky Rudd also gets by Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And now they've got to blend in with the pack that's coming up on them there behind the start-finish line.
I talked to Richie Gilmore, the head engine man for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated that owns the 8 car, the 15 car, and he said that's what they've been working on since Daytona, fuel mileage. Since they announced the small gas tank, they've been working very hard trying to get more fuel mileage with this restrictor plate engine.
Jimmy Johnson and Gordon just blew by those guys.
That just came off pit road.
Yeah.
Now, the theory of the smaller fuel cells and the reduced gas tank capacity was to create more green flag pit stops, which break apart the field some and perhaps eliminate the chance of the big wreck. We've just had the first green flag pit stop. What do you think?
Well, right now the cars are thinned out exactly the way NASCAR drew it up on the drawing board. See, we don't have that big pack of cars. We have come some cars 2 abreast, but we don't have 3 or 4 wide. I think right now it's working perfectly. I'm not saying they go 3 wide and turn 1.
But I don't know if they're stretched out enough to stay that way. I think they're still close enough where they may accordion and get right back together again in that big pack. We'll see.
Just completed the first 100 miles of the EA Sports 500. The first set of pit stops have been cycled through, and Jeff Gordon has the race lead. Maybe not for long. Here comes Michael Waltrip to his outside. Johnson trying to find a way to stay up there on the tail end of the lead lap, but he couldn't put the block on Mike. All right, let's check out the Coors pit summary.
Oh, Ricky Craven out 17th. And we heard all those guys yelling and screaming. They had some kind of problem in Craven's pit that cost him 16 spots.
But the pack is drawing back together, and he's right in the middle of it, so he's still right in contention. Didn't hurt him nearly as bad as it would on another track like, say, Charlotte next week. NASCAR on NBC is coming to you from Sweet Home, Alabama.
Pants are one of a kind.
A better price you'd be hard-pressed to find.
Quality construction, that's our guarantee.
Old Navy painters.
You're the pants for me.
The price
is nice.
He'll wear
this pair.
Wow, they're just $15 to $20 for men and boys.
Old Navy, we are there.
I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
Got a buck? You're in luck. Because you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty, a McChicken sandwich, and lots of your other favorites on McDonald's Dollar Menu every day.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
Need a car? No. A convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Autotrader.com. With 2 million new or used cars, you can find the one you really want. And with millions of shoppers, you can sell the one you already have. It's the ultimate automotive classified site. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Yeah, where'd you go last night?
We will party hard.
Where did you go?
Nowhere.
NBC's coverage of the EA Sports 500 is brought to you by Autotrader.com. Sell your car fast on the ultimate automotive classified site. By McDonald's. By Old Navy Painter's Pants, the handyman's classic. And by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. It's free for you and cheap for them. The EA Sports 500 just passed 100 miles in Talladega, Alabama, and pretty fraught with tension right now.
Man, it didn't take long. After the pit stops, these cars were strung out. Single file, just double file, and now we're back just a few laps later, that big group of cars again.
Bill, we talked about Ricky Craven losing some spots in that pit stop, and we heard kind of a lot of hollering and yelling while you were covering the stop. What's the post-mortem there?
Well, what they were yelling about was to make sure they got tape off the front of the grill. Craven in traffic was running a water temperature of 250. He would back out of traffic, get off the bumper of somebody to get some air into the front of that car, get it down to about 230. So when he pitted, they wanted to take tape off the grill. They were just shouting instructions to remind the crewman to grab the tape off the front of the grill. They had plenty of time to do that because they had to get a full load of 13 gallons of fuel in there. The reason they lost all those spots basically is because they don't have a partner. They don't have a team car and really didn't have a plan for anybody else to draft off of pit road with. So that hurt them getting back up to speed.
That's right. He did stop by himself, didn't he?
And he stopped a lap or so earlier than most cars, so when he's on the racetrack, good point. He was on the racetrack without any drafting help, which is about a second or two.
Let's follow up on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pit stop a minute ago. Wally, you talked about how important it is not to slide the front tires if you're only changing 2.
Yeah, watch here. See, him locking that right front tire up is bad because that'll flat spot the tire and it'll put it out of balance.
And we caught this on Junior's radio when he came in for the stop.
What tires did I slide on pit road? Right front. Stay below the yellow line. Stay below the yellow line. You sure just the right front, not the left front? Head forward, DJ. Your left front never locked up, buddy.
And obviously that's a concern for him, and it's hard to tell sometimes. You know it's the front, but it's good that he caught it that early. What are they saying down there, Dave?
Well, here's the problem. This is the right front tire off of Joe Nemechek's car. When they took it off, air pouring out of here, but he got this flat spot when he put the brakes on coming onto pit road. But the problem is you lock up both front tires, and so they replaced the right side tires on that car. The left sides, who knows what that left front looks like, and Joe has reported a vibration in the front of the car.
Well, exactly what you were talking about. Exactly your whole point. Man.
Yeah, that can cost you right there. And it's just, and looking at the cars, there's a lot of guys that are running different size rotors. There's the speedway rotors, which are the real narrow rotors, and then some intermediate track rotors, which are thicker rotors. And everybody's trying a little bit different deal to try to not lock those brakes up when they come down.
And you see Nemechek there. He's in 37th place, and he's the last car in the lead draft.
If you feel a vibration, you think you've locked up a tire, BP, that doesn't get any better, and that it wears on your mind.
It only gets worse, and that's one reason that Nemechek in that 25 car fell to the back of the line, because you certainly don't want to have a tire problem in front of these cars. And here we are again, 3 wide.
All the way back.
Harvick up there now.
See Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Jr. got back together after their pit stops. They're drafting. Here are the championship standings as they run now. Of course, this is going to change lap after lap all day.
It's going to change after this lap.
But most likely. The big deal is the fact that Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson had their problems on the pace laps and they're way back in the field. Now, if you're not familiar with how the championship system works, the winner of the race gets 175 points. And they go backwards 5 points for a little ways, then it's 4 points per position and so on. So the second place gets 170 points, third place 165, and so on. Then if you lead a lap, you get 5 bonus points. If you lead the most laps, you get another 5 bonus points.
What you don't want is a 43rd, because that only pays 34 points. And it's possible for some guy to get 185.
How did somebody like Allen even get to explain that? Mr. Mathematician over here.
Well, they wrote it on the screen.
No, that's
it was my lucky day.
Kevin Harvick goes in front, and Kurt Busch just drives down on the inside of Gordon, takes over second spot.
Here's our online poll from the pre-race show. Which track will have the biggest impact on the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship? You agree with the drivers.
I agree, yeah. I agree with the majority as well. Phoenix just 3%. We'll be out and see if they're right or wrong.
So far, that's the first 2 guys in points that are having some trouble.
Jimmy Johnson running 40th, Mark Martin 42nd right now. Ryan Newman, 8th last time across the start-finish line. There's one thing about the races here. You can never say for sure where he's running, except last time at the start-finish line.
In the area of.
Yeah. Kevin Harvick is the 8th different driver to lead the EA Sports 500 at Talladega. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. Hey, baby.
All the boys say, hey, baby, hey, baby, hey. Girls say, hey, baby, hey, baby, hey. All the boys get the girls in the back.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew you'd like chocolate cake.
Yes.
we're engaged.
I'm so surprised.
And I'm like, I'm the one that's surprised.
How long you been dating?
2 weeks.
Life is best told over a great-tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Hold on. Talk to her. She's excited.
Okay, hi, Mom.
Safest of all, I can lock all my doors. It's the only way to live in cars. In cars.
We need to make a collect call. The formula! Dial down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
It's alive! Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
You want to know why I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car can make all the difference.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Dave Logan is single. He goes on many dates.
What is it that you do?
I'm a lawyer.
You hate lawyers.
And he uses his Discover card.
Check, please.
So far, he's built up a cashback bonus award of over $160.
You're kind of boring.
Check, please.
Where do you think this thing's going between us? Because you know my clock's kind of ticking.
Check, please.
It's money he'll use for an engagement ring someday.
So, what do you do for a living?
Maybe someday soon.
I'm a lawyer.
Discover Card's new cashback bonus program.
Really?
Where you get paid for the things you buy anyway.
The Golden Boy, Travis Pastrana, defending Gravity Games champion, undefeated in his career. Don't miss him in high-flying action as he looks to break new ground and raise the bar in freestyle motocross when the Gravity Games return. Coming up next on NBC.
The EA Sports 500 from Talladega, Alabama, live on NBC. 52 laps complete, just about 150 miles in. Here's our NASCAR Busch Series update. No race this weekend for the Busch cars. Their tight fight for the championship will go on to Charlotte this coming Saturday. Coverage on TNT. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series update. Just 4 races left there. Mike Bliss trying to hold off Rick Crawford for their championship. And that, both of them, along with the Winston Cup title, will go right down to Homestead, Florida in mid-November. And the triple-header championship weekend there. Already coming up on another round of pit stops.
And Ricky Craven, we showed you that he had fallen back to, what, 17th, I think the graphic said. Last time by, Craven was in 11th spot. There he is, working his way forward.
Michael and Junior have gotten back together.
Kurt Busch is the leader. Jeff Burton is second. Todd Bodine third. Michael Waltrip heading the outside charge, racing him there.
On board with Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Bud car. Let's check our telemetry, and you'll see that the mile per hour RPM pretty steady all the way around the racetrack. 189, 90. As he drops off down in the corner, sometimes it will go up a little bit. Wow! Wow, did you see that slide job to Kurt Busch? What was that all about? Did you see that?
Slide job at Talladega.
Looked like he got an oil or something. He came up the racetrack so quickly.
Michael Waltrip to second, 3 deep for third. Ron Hornaday is in that 55 car in the center there. He's in the substitutes role for Bobby Hamilton this week.
Marty, Junior still having fun?
Oh, yeah, he's having a big time, BP. The one thing you could not see on his telemetry was the water temperature. It was up to 240 a little while ago. So you notice he dropped back from his teammate Michael Waltrip. It dropped to 220, and then he started racing again. Now they're up front in a three-car pack, 3-car breakaway, I believe it is.
And the 15 and the 8 together again.
Hornaday, a terrific run going in that 55 car. His first ride. in the 55.
Remember, Bobby Hamilton won here in that car. What was it, a year and a half ago?
That car also starred in, when I was talking about things that happened, because on the last lap last year, the 55 and the 18 made contact, and about 14 other cars involved. This is not hard work physically, what these drivers are doing today, because this racetrack really is easy to drive. But mentally what they're going through is about as tough as it gets.
Yeah, there's no question about it. The only thing maybe physically BP would be the heat. It is pretty warm out there today, so the inside of the cars are a little bit hot. But yeah, your brain hurts after this race. You're concentrating so much.
Jeff Burton with the inside move on Dale Jr. for third. And his brother Ward coming up behind him in the 22 car.
I think Kurt Busch moved down to try to give some help to Jeff Burton. He might have moved down and cost himself the lead.
Yeah, when you're looking in the mirror to see who's coming, and if you see somebody coming, you try to move up the racetrack in front of them and hoping that they'll push you a little bit. So you're looking through the mirror a lot.
Jarrett inside the UPS car.
Well, as BP was saying, you know, you've got a lot of room, a lot of area to just rest here. You've got a lot of straightaway. So, like you said, physically it's not so bad. It's just that you've got no air, not a whole lot of air coming inside that car to cool you off, because these cars are built to go through the air. Aerodynamically, the air goes by these windows, and nothing really comes inside the car. So, a lot of heat inside these race cars.
When you get in really heavy rush hour traffic around the city, you tend to grip the steering wheel a little bit tighter. What about here? You grip the wheel a little bit tighter than you might at another track?
I think so. Jeff Burton and the Burton brothers, Ward Burton at 22, going to the front. That 22 car, a new crew chief this week, Frankie Stoddard, who was the crew chief of the 99 car when the season started.
Yeah, what an interesting dynamic that is, huh? You got somebody scrape the wall here. Ooh!
Wow, that was
What is that all about?
Well, like I said, you're looking in the mirror for a guy that's coming up on you. And if you see a car coming up on you, you drive up the racetrack and to get a push. Except there wasn't any room to drive up in front of Michael on that one.
See if there's any damage on the fenders of either of those cars.
They got together pretty good.
Fenders are your friends here at Talladega.
And Michael probably got the worst of it, because the rear fenders aren't as important as the front ones.
Well, he's just a couple of laps away from another green flag pit stop that they might be able to try and do something about it. So let's take a break, and we'll come back in time for the stops. Jeff Burton leads, ninth different driver out in front of the EA Sports 500. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
Hey! That thing got a Hemi? Yeah. Sweet.
The all-new Dodge Ram Heavy Duty.
Did you mean the Charger? Because, you know, that's got a Hemi, too. You're right.
Now with a 345 horsepower, 5.7-liter Hemi Magnum. Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
So, Kenny, how'd you shave those seconds off your pit stops? You know, Elliot, once the boys got rid of those spare tires, we used a stack or two. The seconds just dropped, man. Check it out. Elliot, nothing burns fat and supercharges your energy level like the world's strongest fat burner. Hey, and speaking of strong, check my new Jackman out.
You guys call that a pit stop? One more time, with feeling.
Nothing's faster than Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner.
Need a hand?
Chariots with 4 horses. Try 700. NASCAR Thunder 2003. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports.
It's in the game. When you compete in the world's fastest sport, you and your dreams of success live by one simple rule. Never drive alone.
Keeping up all day, keeping up all the time. Are you ready to play?
NBC Tuesday starts with the season premiere of Just Shoot Me, with a new girl who's got it in for Finch.
You're lucky I don't hit girls.
So are you.
Rena Soper joins Just Shoot Me. Then on In-Laws, the generation gap just got wider.
What's going on now?
Matt thinks we're listening.
That paranoid little
It all starts at 8/7 Central, NBC Tuesday.
Still under green in the EA Sports 500. Jeff Burton continues to lead, and we are closing in on the second round of pit stops. As for that first round of stops, Rusty Wallace came in on lap 35 and basically was out of fuel. They refueled him, gave him right-side tires, and sent him back out. Car hasn't been quite as good done this run as it was on the earlier run. Rusty, by taking 2 tires, we'll see if he takes any tires when he stops this time. Probably will take less because that time can be used while they're fueling the car. Let's move further down pit road to Dave Burns.
And Ward Burton took on right-side tires on his first stop. He's very happy with this car. Not the car that won the Daytona 500. Of course, they take that away from you and put it in the Daytona USA attraction for a year. This is actually a backup car to the one that ran here in April. And he likes it. He's going to keep running it. Marty?
Dave, Michael Waltrip's team is a little bit concerned about the left front fender. Michael asked his crew chief Slugger Labby, take a look at it with binoculars. He said it looks fine, so they're not too worried about it. Left front fender for Michael Waltrip. A little bit of concern. This race is quickly turning into a fuel mileage race. The longer it goes green, the more story the fuel mileage becomes. Many teams can last until lap 72. Michael Waltrip's team might be able to stay out even longer than that. Matt?
Already the point leader, Jimmy Johnson, runs back in the 40th position, although he's up in about the 6th to 12th place on the racetrack, trying to stay close to the front. So if we get a debris caution or a caution for the big one, he can try to get his lap back. His car said it's not, he said this car is not that bad, Bill. He's just trying to stay up to the front.
And once again, Ricky Craven leads the parade on pit road. Again, the second round of stops under green. Not expecting any chassis adjustments here. 2 right side tires, packing that fuel cell, which is with as much gas as they can get in it. About 13 gallons, 13 and a half, maybe more. He's on his way.
Bill Elliott's in, a 2-time Talladega winner. They made an air pressure adjustment on his first stop because the car was a little bit tight. He says it feels like it just quit turning. Service complete on Elliott. Dave.
The 33 of Kenny Wallace was very, very tight. They made a wedge adjustment to try to fix that, put on 2 right-side tires, and then he stalled it trying to leave pit lane, a lengthy pit stop.
Jeremy Mayfield, Ron Hornaday, Casey Atwood also in that lap. No takers this time. Everybody comes past pit road.
Well, I tell you what, if this thing goes green all the way, they become the fuel mileage race. Those cars that just pitted, cross them off.
They're in trouble. Robbie Gordon up to 3rd spot right now.
And
take second.
Kurt Busch riding the rim. How about that?
Got some good cars behind him. But, like I said earlier, you're going to want to start getting down to that bottom groove because guys are going to start pitting. And, boy, you don't want to be on the high groove if you need to get the pits.
And this is where a lot of people are uncomfortable, expecting the potential for trouble with guys starting to shuffle toward pit road in bunches.
Yeah, a lot of hand motion here on waving to the guys behind you, letting them know that you're going to come in and pit. Give me a little bit of room because I'm going to be slowing down.
Kenny Wallace back on pit road. Trying to get down to that 55-mile-per-hour speed limit on pit road. On the racetrack, the war rages on.
Bill.
Ken Schrader on pit road getting left side tires and fuel. He had complained about a vibration right after his first pit stop. No problem since then, though. Apparently it went away. He's on his way. We go to Dave.
Left side tires now for Joe Nemechek. Remember, he had reported that there was that vibration that he might have had from skidding the tires coming in. And I'm going to take a look real quick on the left front just to see, and he did not. So there was some sort of vibration, but it wasn't a huge flat spot like he had on the right front.
Ken Schrader, Jimmy Spencer, Terry Labonte, Johnny Benson, and Joe Nemechek, those who stopped this time. And now Jeff Burton is out of line and coming to pit road. 4 or 5 others following him in. Bill?
And they told Jeff Burton that he had a parade of cars behind him, including the 40 car, which is pitted directly behind him. Again, that's the rookie, Jamie McMurray. For Jeff Burton, it is left side tires and fuel. The fuel going in, the tires going on. McMurray gets a fresh windshield, gets a track bar adjustment, right side tires and fuel, spins the tires, and takes off down pit road. Burton had a faster stop.
And Burton got in pit lane excellent. He got in there really hard, did not lock the front tires up, especially the right front. That's a good thing, BP, because they changed the left zone.
And Jamie McMurray that time did not stall the engine as he did the first time.
Matt Kenseth, Scott Wimmer, and Brett Bodine following McMurray and Burton off the pit lane. Looking back, who's going to come in this time? Most of the leaders stay out once more. It's Todd Bodine and Dave Blaney coming in. And Dave Burns is going to cover the Todd Bodine stop.
If Todd Bodine can end up the leader at the end of the day, Gertrude Schmidt from Wooddale, Illinois will win $1 million on the No Bull 5 Challenge. She's 80 years old, guys. I think she still knows how to cheer, and she's hoping that these 2 right side tires will help Todd Bodine. Matt?
Dave on his last stop, the 77 team gave Dave Blaney right side tires. This time around, lefts.
Here's Robbie Gordon looking for the lead on Kurt Busch, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. pushing up through.
2 of these cars are riding on board with Ryan Newman. He's also racing for $1 million and $1 million for a fan. So is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Got about 8 cars breaking off the pit road, Bill.
Rusty Wattis leads this parade. Mark Martin follows him along with the 22 and the 14 and the 43. Left side tires for Rusty this time, and fuel going in. Did not run out of fuel on this run. Wattis waiting on the fuel, waiting, and we go to Dave.
Ward Burton still happy with his car. Right side tires again for Ward Burton. They took on right sides last time. They repeat the process.
I see that time that the signal for Ward Burton to go was letting the jack down. Normally that is a signal for the driver to go. When the jack goes down, you go. But I noticed with all these guys just changing 2 tires, they're letting the car down and telling the driver verbally when to leave, when the gas tank is full.
Most of the leaders stay out again, except the leader. Kurt Busch is in at lap 70. A couple others following him in. Marty?
He ran out front for most of that segment, Alan. He is very happy with the chassis of the car right now. Many teams are considering taking left side tires. Kurt's team considered that this time, but they will go with right side tires this time. Slides him just a little bit as he comes down pit road. Getting pretty good fuel mileage, better than most of his teammates, Matt.
Marty, the 29, and Kevin Harvick, they're going to take right side tires on this stop. Service complete. He's full of fuel. He's down and away.
Jerry Nadeau and Kevin Harvick leaving behind Kurt Busch. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the leader of the race. Jeff Gordon running second. Watching them come off turn 4. Is this the lap they stop? Not yet.
Robbie Gordon and Dale Jarrett look like they're ducking in.
Yep. Every lap, Junior and Gordon can stretch that fuel. That could be big.
I mean, this is turning into be a real fuel race. Marty?
Dale Jarrett comes down pit road. Robbie Gordon right in front of him. Robbie having a great run. Dale Jarrett pretty happy with the chassis. Just a little bit tight for DJ. The disappointing finish in Kansas last week, 39th. They want to rebound from that. It'll be right side tires and an air pressure adjustment for the 88 bunch.
Junior stopped at lap 35, so he's been 37 laps now. Robbie Gordon lost a little time there, overshot the front of his pit.
And he had to push his car back in the pit box before they could do anything to the car.
All right, who's coming in?
Looks like Gordon's coming in this time.
Ryan Newman, Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart. Dale Jr. stays out. Man, they're getting some fuel mileage in that 8 car today. All right, Dave.
Jeff just radioed in, it's still running, so they were close on fuel. Robbie Loomis also reminded him, go slow on pit road. Jeff, one of the best at getting off and on pit road, but he doesn't want to... Oh, now it's stalled. The car stalls. They spray ether, try to get it in the cowling, and they're still spraying. He refires. He's gone. Matt?
They are still trying to pack that fuel cell full of fuel, Dave. Tony Stewart, left side tires. He eased in to take care of those tires. Marty.
Quick stop for the 12 bunch, Matt. It was right side tires and no adjustments for Ryan Newman, who kept it up in the front of that pack for most of that run. Very happy with his car right now.
And it looks like finally that the DEI cars will come down pit road.
Heard the report from Marty earlier that the left front fender, the crew didn't think was damaged on Michael Waltrip's car from that encounter with Kurt Busch. Let's see as they get a closer look at it now on this pit stop.
Marty, here they come.
Boy, Alan, guys, I tell you, if this thing turns into a fuel mileage race, this could be big because these cars are going further than anyone else. There is a little bit of left front fender damage for Michael Waltrip. It is bowed in just a bit. You should be able to tell that from the shot. They're going to pull it away. It will be obviously no changes for the car that led most of that segment or ran up front most of that segment. He is very happy with that 15 car.
And look at Ricky Rudd and Kyle Petty. Dave, that 28 car, they got it going today.
They do have it going, Benny. They actually changed 2 right side tires very quickly and then just waited a little bit longer for all of the fuel to get in the fuel cell. I've heard a problem this weekend is getting the fuel to go in all the way because there's not as much fuel to force the air out. That's been a problem they've been trying to fix by shaking the car or just waiting a little bit longer.
Wow. Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Jr. raced off of pit road side by side around 1 and 2 as the faster field came up on him. And I thought Jr. was going to get right in the middle of the soup there for a second.
Yeah, it looked to me like he was going to be right in the middle of the racetrack when the group of cars run across him. But luckily, his spotter told him just at the last instant to move down. He did. They were able to get by.
Marty, Michael Waltrip's team's had a chance to get an up-close look at that fender, too.
Yeah, let's ask Slugger Labby. You got a chance to look at the fender damage up close. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a normal deal. Michael always seems to knock the left front fender when we come to these places. He knows something about the air we don't, but trying to make it a fuel mileage race. We're hoping the big one don't happen, and everyone that is pitted on lap 74 is good to go and make it on one more stop, so we're hoping that works out for us.
Will that damage hurt you, Slugger?
No, it's been running good. You know, we went from the back, backed it up to the front, so it's a normal deal for us.
All right, and that damage did make the car just a little bit tighter, but again, they did make no changes on that stop.
And Marty, I think he meant 2 more stops. I don't believe he can run the rest of the way on 1 more stop.
Under 13 laps? No.
Not going to happen.
Does your math agree with that?
I'm counting on you, Alan.
You're going to stop and pick up the pen and the paper and figure it out. All right. Here's the leader, Kurt Busch. Jeff Burton is second. Jerry Nadeau is up to third. 113 laps to go. We're at 200 miles at Talladega. We're having some fun.
Ain't no country club. It ain't no disco. This is Talladega. All I wanna do is have some fun. Till the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Your mother said we would love this movie.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Wendy's 99-cent crispy chicken nuggets introduces Movie Mania.
Oh,
Tender.
it's an emotional experience.
Now, with every order of delicious all-white meat nuggets, you'll win one of 50 million prizes or offers, including millions of free movie rentals at Blockbuster.
Where are you going?
We're out of nuggets?
I'll just pause it till you get back.
The 99-cent chicken nuggets and Movie Mania at Wendy's. It's better here.
Hey, Jeff. Bobby, want to race for a Coke? You're on.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Go!
Not again.
Uh-huh.
Here you go, Dad.
Thank you. Want to race?
Oh, yeah.
Take him down and back, please.
Oh, now that's a beautiful creature, Tom.
No doubt about it. This one has got champion written all over him. This could be the year for the standard.
Hello.
Oh, dear. That's definitely going to cost him.
Introducing Singular Rollover. Your unused anytime minutes rollover from month to month. They're your minutes. Keep them. And it's only from Singular.
This fall, college students everywhere will achieve scholastic excellence. This is not their story. Comedy Central Original Movies presents the true story of 5 Ivy League students with one lofty ambition.
We could really have a lot of sex.
They take on the man.
He's called the naked truck.
They take on the school.
We will get those perverts.
And discover what it really takes to be happy.
I don't have to die a virgin.
It's Comedy Central's first original movie, Corn and Chicken, premiering Sunday, October 13th at 10, only on Comedy Central.
Without a Yamaha ATV, you're not going very far. The Grizzly 660 Automatic from Yamaha. The only ATV with push-button front diff lock and 4-wheel independent suspension. The Grizzly 660 Automatic. Where you go now is up to you. Now get a Warn winch with select models plus 0% financing on every Yamaha ATV.
Don't miss Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner War Emblem in his final race, the World Thoroughbred Championships, the Breeders' Cup, Saturday, October 26th on NBC.
Follow the action all weekend. Just log on to America Online and go to NASCAR.com. America Online, keyword NASCAR.
The EA Sports 500 from Talladega, Alabama, live on NBC, just past 200 miles in the race. And 35 cars in the lead draft. Among those 35, most of the Coca-Cola racing family. Kevin Harvick, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton in the top 10. Michael Waltrip getting shuffled back just a little bit on that last pit stop. Same for Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. Kyle Petty still right there in the middle of the pack also.
They do have to come back in for company.
Yeah, he had an unscheduled stop or something. He was riding up in the top 5, easily in the top 5, and came up turn 4 and ducked into the pits.
Had to be a loose wheel man if he came back in that quickly after the first pit stop.
Good point. Good point. Probably the case.
But I'll bet we'll follow it up to be sure.
These tire changers, they do it fast, but you got to be sure that the lug nuts are tight.
Kurt Busch is the leader. One of 10 different drivers have been out in front today. Kevin Harvick second, Ward Burton third, Rusty Wallace fourth, and Jamie McMurray, the rookie in Sterling Marlin's car, running fifth. He's getting challenged from Dale Jarrett, and they're 3 wide, just a little bit behind him.
Ricky Craven, that tide ride on the inside, that 32 car, continuing his great run here this afternoon. But if it does turn out to be a fuel mileage race, once again, he's doomed.
We've got cameras that are mounted low on top of the retaining wall at a couple places around the racetrack we call speed shots. And a number of you have expressed concern that we had a bug on our backstretch speed shot. Well, it wasn't a bug. Watch this. This was lap 1. Rocked, something, crack.
I vote you go out and change that, Alan.
Me?
Yeah, just jump out there and change it. I'm sure they won't hit you.
You got 51 seconds by the time they come back around.
Yeah, nice to know who my friends are. How about Dale Jarrett trying to get it rolling toward the front?
Bill, what happened to Nate do?
He thought he had a right side tire going down, so he came down the pit road. He actually had a right front fender rubbing on it. So they came down pit road, took the tires off, pulled the fender out. It wasn't going down, but it wasn't down yet, but it was probably going down with that fender rub on it. So had to pull him in, fix it, send it back out. That hurts.
He's about to go a lap down.
He's in 35th place, and he's just in front of this pack of lead cars.
As we talked about earlier, one mistake on pit road or whatever, if you have to come in or there's any kind of problem, you're done here, really.
That's like Mike Skinner, the 4 car. We saw him charge from the back up to 3rd or 4th spot and ran out of fuel on that first stop. He's a lap down and probably is going to have a struggle to try to get it back. Probably can't get it back.
Got our lows, improvers, and snoozers, and we could do this about 5 times all day, and this thing would shuffle back and forth. You could find yourself starting 30th, running 2nd, then running 40th, then running 5th, then running 9th. That's how it is here at Talladega.
Okay, let's go the other way. And yeah, we got to go to the front row because Johnson and Marlin Mark Martin on the first lap making contact, and both cars had to go to the pits. And Johnson has lost 41 spots so far. Mark Martin, 36.
First lap, it was the pace laps.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean, they didn't even get to the green flag. And we had the only problem of the day so far.
At 65 miles an hour.
Yeah. Manufacturers Championship for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Pretty tight. 10 wins to 9 for Ford over Chevrolet. And Dodge not all that far behind.
Rusty Wallace in 4th spot. Looking up at the back of the Kent Dodge. Ward Burton.
38 career races at Talladega for Rusty. Only 11 top 10 finishes.
Tell you what, points have really tightened up now. Look at that in the top 5.
And look at where Rusty is.
Wow, 20 points out in 5th spot if the race were to end right now. Obviously, Matt, it's not going to do that. What's happening with Elliott Sadler, Matt?
Well, Benny, things have gone from bad to worse for Elliott Sadler. Now he's reporting he's got a broken shock. They're just going to have to ride it out. Remember, he finished 2nd back in February at the Daytona 500. They're hoping for more of the same here in the season's final plate race. It's not going to happen today.
He's in 41st place right now.
That is too bad.
Easier to tell you the guys that aren't on the lead lap. Kenny Wallace is a lap down, had to make an extra pit stop. Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, both laps down. Remember the problems earlier on the pace laps we just talked about? Mike Wallace, Mike Skinner, Dave Blaney all had pit problems that shook them out of the running order related to fuel. And Jay Sauter is off the racetrack and the only one of the 43 starters not currently in the running. Coming up on 250 miles at the halfway point of the EA Sports 500 at Talladega.
Ne sont plus très loin de la ligne d'arrivée. Deux grands champions, Bornet et Stifel, se battent l'un contre l'autre. Ils sont en tête, mais qui va gagner? Bornet, Stifel, Stifel, Bornet. C'est très indécis. Ah, ça y est, la ligne d'arrivée est en vue. Ils sont là à côté de l'autre. Je n'ai jamais vu mais que fait-il?
Chevy Monte Carlo. Wherever there's a winner's circle, we'll be there.
Old Navy painter's pants are one of a kind.
A better price you'd be hard-pressed to find.
Quality construction, that's our guarantee.
Old Navy painters.
You're the pants for me.
The price
is nice.
He'll wear.
This pair.
Wow, they're just $15 to $20 for men and boys.
Old Navy, we are there.
It's a lucky day.
It'll take one job.
Millions. Let's get this done then.
To prove they're ready.
Tonight, you become a man.
What are you, ballerina now? It's Tai Chi. Oh, it hurt.
And one wise guy.
He's half an idiot. Gotcha. And that is the good half.
To screw it up.
Who has the money?
That money is mine. I want it. Go time.
Knock around, guys. Rated R. Starts Friday.
So what happened? I don't know what happened. I have no idea why she dumped me. I always treated her right. Yes, I did. I did, didn't I? Yes, you did. I did. You did. She's insane. Man, I don't even know you saw her. I mean, I would never go out with her. Oh, I know. She'll come crawling back. Don't worry.
You guys need a bud.
Thanks.
A father teaching his son about cars.
Teaching?
Look at that brake dust buildup, Manny.
Ooh. You know, Quiet Stop Brake ceramic lining cuts down on squeaking and brake dust.
Right now, he would save up to $40 on Raybesta's Quiet Stop Brake Service. Just see store for details.
They'll make that kid's job a lot easier.
And Dad's car a lot quieter. Looks like it's time for a father and son trip to Pep Boys.
Pep Boys. We're car people.
NBC's coverage of the EA Sports 500 is brought to you by NASCAR Thunder 2003 from EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. By Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with a crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. By Chevrolet, more champions depend on Chevy. We'll be there. By UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck. And by Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. Burn fat, crush cravings, and supercharge your energy.
33 cars in the lead draft as we come up on halfway in the EA Sports 500 at Talladega. Caution-free so far. With the headline story of the day, a collision on the pace laps between the front row starters Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson, the top two in the championship, that have them both well back in the field. Martin 37th and Johnson 42nd. Notre Dame football next Saturday, the undefeated Irish on NBC at 2:30 Eastern Time, returning from South Bend to take on the University of Pittsburgh Panthers. 5 straight wins have the Irish back among college football's elite. They continue their return to glory against Pitt next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern here on NBC.
I'll tell you one thing, the Fighting Irish struggled that first quarter yesterday against Stanford.
They did.
But they soon righted the ship.
Kurt Busch is the leader. Jeff Gordon is second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is third. And you see all the way back to Kyle Petty, the 32nd place car, still in the lead draft.
While it doesn't look like the small gas tank's done a lot to spread these cars out, has it?
It really hasn't. Although we have dropped, what, maybe 10 guys due to problems in the pits or getting on or off pit lane out of that pit group. But we still have a big group.
They've got 33 cars in that large group, and that's what NASCAR, I think, was trying to get away from. They wanted 5 or 6 10-car groups.
Yeah.
Or 5 or 6 car groups.
You know, you're talking about hand signals when guys are getting... Oh, here comes Jeff Gordon for the lead on Kurt Busch.
Boy, he got a great push from Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Michael Waltrip in the 15 car and just blew by Kurt Busch.
Jeff Gordon, winner of 3 of the last 6 races on the NASCAR Winston Cup circuit. 4th in the championship. Just 109 points behind leader Jimmy Johnson. Watch Robbie Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. here on this replay, guys. Crowded, crowded, crowded. And don't do that anymore. I think he was saying, have a nice day. Junior in second. And last lap by Robbie Gordon had been shuffled back to 19th. How about Jeff Gordon, Dave?
Alan, I'm not sure how many laps that Jeff Gordon is going to lead, because when you lead, you don't get quite as good fuel mileage as if you follow. And Robbie Loomis's crew chief radioed to him, just save us what you can. We're a little close on fuel today. Remember, they stalled it last time.
A lot more fun to lead, though.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a lot more fun. You can plan all the strategy of trying to win. But, you know, even if you win, it's boring for 500 miles, and you like to have fun while you're out there. Like Junior a little bit ago when he's riding up high and said, high is where it's at.
Ryan Newman there inside of Ricky, what was that, Jeff Burton he's inside of. I'll make it Ricky Craven. Well, his line isn't going any place, so he's not inside of Craven anymore. Ooh, that's tight. All right, they're coming to halfway this time. And Jeff Gordon is the race leader of the EA Sports 500 at Talladega. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
At times like this, I think how lucky I am to be a NASCAR Winston Cup driver, and how fortunate I am to have a great sponsor like Napa Auto Parts, because Napa understands quality and value, and the importance of having a friendly, knowledgeable staff. And it's at times like this, looking around at the empty grandstands and listening to the silence of pit road, that I realize I'm at the wrong track.
Great.
Let's go.
Ford trucks are driven hard every day, and built Ford tough means power to take whatever you can dish out. It's made us the truck leader in this country.
Our trucks are built to work, and low-end torque is where the work is done. And so when you hit the accelerator, we have great low-end torque. You can't fake it. Power is something that we're going to hang our hat on. We're going to be known for it.
You were bored, so you thought you'd try some kung fu. Here, it's PCS Vision from Sprint. Lots of popular games on the largest all PCS enhanced nationwide network. So now your phone can do more than ever. Want to play? Give me a minute.
Introducing PCS Vision from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
Kelly Turner has 4 boys.
They don't shrimp out of the Kung Pao shrimp.
They never stop eating. Each week she buys groceries with her Discover card.
Some people put milk on cereal.
So far, she's built up a cashback bonus award of over $180.
Are you eating butter?
It's money she could use for a nice vacation. Maybe without the boys. The Discover Card's new cashback bonus program, where you get paid for the things you buy anyway.
Next weekend, NASCAR returns to Charlotte. Saturday at 1 Eastern on TNT, Busch Series Racing. Sunday at noon Eastern on NBC, the UAW GM Quality 500 from Lowe's Motor Speedway. Rookie sensation Jimmy Johnson looks to stay in the thick of the ultra-tight race for the championship. NASCAR on NBC and TNT.
NASCAR on NBC from Talladega, Alabama, and the EA Sports 500, which has completed 250 miles, coming up on another round of green flag pit stops and beginning to see some separation now at the head of the pack.
Well, so much for that, Alan.
Yeah, here comes Junior. And I tell you what, these last few laps with Jeff Gordon in front, I have seen some of the fastest speeds I've seen all day long.
Couldn't pull it off.
Hey,
he needs some help. And you know Michael's going to go up there and help him here eventually.
It would be the smart thing to do. Waltrip in the 15, Earnhardt Jr. in the 8, corporate teammates at Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. And together have dominated the races at Daytona and Talladega in the last 2 seasons.
Now they had a about 12, 14 car line there going to be beaten. If they would have stayed in line, they would have broken away from that second pack. But they just can't stand it. They got to have fun.
Got to have fun. They got to enjoy themselves. Got to get out there and race. But in doing so, as you're right, they let everybody else back in the race.
Kevin Harvick, 3 wide. Could have put Michael Waltrip in the box. Michael trying to squeeze into that low line. You know, I talked about dominance of the Daytona Talladega races by Dale Earnhardt Incorporated in the past 2 seasons. 7 races. They've had 4 wins, 4 second-place finishes, and a top 2 sweep in 3 of those 7.
And that led 45% of all the laps run. Bill, 32's in the pits again.
And he's about to be on his way, but he did slide to a stop. They only changed lefts. Got fuel. He's gone.
Matt. Bill Elliott's in, left side tires. They are probably going to have to make it an extra stop in the competition. They can only go about 32 laps every run. Rodney Rhodes fills it full of fuel, service complete for Elliott.
Yeah, he can run 32 laps, and the DEI cars so far have run 38 laps. When you stop 4 or 5 times, you can see that's a pit stop.
Jeff Gordon able to hang on to the lead. Earnhardt Jr. now slipped back to racing Kurt Busch for second place. John Andretti up there in the mix. Andretti in 7. 33 car, Kenny Wallace. Dave?
He took on right side tires the first time, guys. Took on no fresh tires the last time, and he'll take on left side tires this time. Remember last time he got a penalty? It was for leaving the pit box while he was still fueling. He crossed the line.
Yeah, that was mentioned in the drivers and crew chiefs meeting this morning, that you have to disconnect that fuel can before you cross the front line of that pit. You'll see a lot of these gasmen try to run with the car to keep that thing plugged in for as long as possible.
I did not realize that was a penalty. I'd have been guilty of that myself.
That would be taking equipment out of the pit box, which is a penalty. But again, they were especially warned about that in the drivers' meeting this morning. '48 car, the championship leader starting the day, is in.
And he was a Lone Ranger out there running by himself without anybody to draft with. They're going to make a right side tire change on Jimmy Johnson today.
Joe Nemechek, 2 right side tires, full of fuel, down pit road.
Maybe those 2 Rick Hendrick-owned cars can link up together and try and give Johnson a boost.
Well, as Nemechek comes down pit road, Terry Labonte, the Kellogg's car is right behind him, so 2 Hendrick cars, maybe they have a better shot getting hooked up. I'm told that Labonte stalled the car trying to leave the pit. That's why Nemechek was in front of him.
How about Jeff Gordon able to hold off Dale Jr.? That hasn't been done at Talladega or Daytona much the last couple of years.
Pretty impressive. Whoever got more business on pit road?
Yep, a lot of business now. Matt Kenseth is here. He's getting left side tires and fuel. Still waiting on the fuel. Takes a little bit longer to put the fuel in than the tires on. Matt's on his way. Matt going to fly from here in Talladega up to his native Wisconsin and head for the Packers game Monday night. Doesn't get a chance to do that much during racing season. Oh, Jeff Gordon got to slide wide around some of the slower traffic. Kurt Busch moving through at the bottom.
Wow. Evidently, Gordon had to back completely off the throttle because he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4 spots.
4 car of Mike Skinner's not on the lead lap. 7 car of Casey Atwood is not on the lead lap.
That's what happened. They came up on those cars so fast, and they just kind of scattered. And Jeff lost a lot of momentum having to get out of the gas there.
And he's still getting shuffled back on the outside. So Kurt Busch is the new leader. And we intercepted this on his radio a little while ago about what he's learning while leading this race.
We are hauling ass now. I can feel it. Yeah. Before, I mean, I was being a little bully. I told you yesterday I needed to work on when I'm in the lead. I did that today and learned a lot of things. Just pitched to 15. So now we'll ride for a little bit, use that knowledge later.
Is that back earlier when he pinched Michael Waltrip?
I guess that's what he's talking about. I wouldn't be bragging about that, though.
No. Jamie McMurray. Is he out of gas? Bill, did he run out?
Yeah, he ran out, and he's concerned because you run out of fuel, your tack doesn't work, so they told him, guess your best on pit road speed, but don't go over it. So you got to be a good guesser, too.
How do you do that?
I don't know, especially when it's your first Winston Cup race. Rusty Wallace pulling out, he got tires. Jeff Burton's on his way, he got tires. Now McMurray's in his pit stall. They spray a fluid into the intake to try and help him get it started. They're going to make a chassis adjustment. Fuel going in, left side tires are on. Still waiting to try and get it started. Will not start. Now they're going to have to push it, push it, push it. They got a long way to go here, trying to fire it. No luck. You got to get that thing fired fast because those guys are going to run out of gas like that car did.
Yeah, and there again, there's a guy that out of the pack now. Probably going to lose a lap because of that.
And if you're new to NASCAR, there are no speedometers in these machines. They judge their pit road speed limit by the tachometer, the RPMs that they're supposed to run, and that doesn't work when the engine's shut off.
And Jamie McMurray caught a break. He had an early pit stop. If he'd had to coast all the way down pit road, there's no way in this world he'd ever guess 55 miles per hour.
Yeah, you're right. Michael Waltrip is now out in front. Kurt Busch is second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. riding with him here. He's in third. Todd Bodine is fourth. Kevin Harvick is fifth. That's Todd all the way down to the inside. And Harvick, you're looking at the bumper of.
Well, Skinner got back in front of these guys.
We have one of our crew cams, our pit crew camera that's mounted on the helmet of a guy, on one of Jamie McMurray's team members during that last we're out of fuel stop.
It's the front tire changer. Clay Robinson. Off the, I don't know, Clay's quick. Push, Clay. Push. Push.
Second.
Thank God that car started. He said.
Nice job.
I'll tell you one thing. It's a good thing that Al Schubert, the trainer's got these guys in shape. They push it a lot farther than I thought they could.
There's Matt Kenseth in the 17. Don't forget the ticker across the top. The guys that have already stopped will be shown in yellow. And Kenseth was one of the guys who was in just a few laps ago. Here's Ward Burton in, Dave.
Ward Burton's going to get a chassis adjustment and left side tires. He had taken rights on the first 2 stops. He needed to take lefts and get a full can of fuel in there.
Mark Martin, John Andretti there. And Frankie Stoddard I hear on the radio.
Yeah, I heard Frankie yelling something.
Go hard, go hard. And Ward rejoins the hunt, the Daytona 500 winner. Championship standings as they are on the track now.
Tony Stewart goes to the front.
I said at the top of our broadcast, I couldn't wait to see what that looked like at the end of the day.
What happened to Rusty? Rusty made a pit stop, Wally.
Okay. All right, so that wasn't really fair to him then.
No, it wasn't. Do-over.
Where is Rusty in the running order? 18th place now. Racing there with Johnny Benson. Oh, he's not racing with Benson. Johnny is, where is John? Johnny's in 21st. Well, okay, he is racing with him.
Robbie Gordon came in by himself. He was 5th or 6th when he came in.
Marty.
Well, Robbie Gordon, that's all they had on fuel, and it looks like his teammate Kevin Harvick might be out of fuel on the racetrack as well. But Kevin Hamlin said that's as far as we can go on fuel. It couldn't last any longer.
Oh, and Harvick is out in the worst possible place, just past pit road. He's down inside turns 1 and 2.
Oh, man. We talked about that. Happy hour, BP. That's not where you want to run out of fuel at Talladega.
I mean, he'll be 3 laps down before this deal's over with.
If he makes it.
That's what I was just going to say. This could bring out a caution. Everybody that's on the edge of a pit stop here is going to be really nervous.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he may not make it. That's a long way. He's got over a mile.
But if you need fuel, you got to come in. You can't take the chance on doing this yourself by hoping you get a caution. So Jeff Gordon is coming in, and Kurt Busch is coming in, a couple of the lead cars. Dave Burns.
And Jeff Gordon is in. He'll take on left side tires this time because he took on rights 2 times in a row. They're going to make a chassis adjustment as well for Jeff. Haven't heard any report on what the car is doing. We'll have to check on seeing why he wanted a chassis adjustment. Big revs. He's out of here. Marty?
Kurt Busch's team, Dave, will take on left side tires. He was tight. They thought that would make the car tighter, so they take a ½ pound out of both left side tires. Dale Jarrett in front of him is pretty happy with this chassis. Left side tires for both of these cars as they race off pit road.
Man, Gordon winds that thing up, doesn't he, on a pit stop?
Sound like he had about 6,000 RPMs when he let the clutch, when they let it down.
There's Harvick.
He's still coasting, but barely.
That's the inside of turn 4.
Well, he's doing 40 miles per hour, but the telltale sign, 0 RPM.
And it's 1 lap down. He's gone already. Ryan Newman's in, Marty.
As he crawls down pit road, he hears the voice of Roger Penske on the radio. Maybe a big announcement for this team this week at Charlotte. Maybe going to Dodge. 2 tires for Ryan Newman and a slight air pressure adjustment. Matt?
Marty, this should be Tony Stewart's second to last stop. They took on right side tires. No adjustments for the 20 car.
Bobby Labonte also in.
He made it. He made it. Unfortunately for everybody involved, he made it.
And we stay under the green. Leader's about to complete 300 miles here at Talladega.
Here comes Junior Michael Waltrip on the pit road. Steve Park, the other DEI car right behind them.
Now they got to get this car not just fueled, they got to get it started.
And you know he's used every drop of fuel.
All right, Marty, how about Junior's stop?
Yeah, in fact, Michael Waltrip was wiggling the car as he came down pit road. I saw Slugger Labby kind of throw his hands up like he thought it was out of fuel, but it's fine. No changes. They'll get the fuel in. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a first stall on pit road. Fuel in that car as well. No changes for either of these DEI cars.
Michael's going to get the roll on him.
28 car Ricky Rudd took on left side tires. He waved vigorously for a crew member to hand him something through the window. It was either a cool drink or an ice pack. It's warm today, guys.
Oh, don't wreck on the apron, guys.
Yeah,
we had that once already today. Okay, that was the pace lap.
Now, the 30 car got good fuel on it.
Yes,
for
he did.
Childress. I mean, he stayed out there a long time.
And the 29 car ran out of fuel.
And the 31 was in before that.
Yeah. Now we'll see how many laps it takes for the pack to come completely back together. There's already one big knot of cars just behind where you're watching Jeff Gordon and Ryan Newman. And we'll see if they can catch him down since they've got a little bit more momentum. Here comes the cavalry charge off turn 4.
Now this time it did split the pack up, BP.
Yeah, that's exactly what the whole point of this small fuel tank was about, was getting these cars split out like that. All right, Matt, what are they saying down the 29 pits? Not much, huh?
Well, Benny, they were shocked. They were going to pit with a 97 car, and then when he ran out, they were going to go with 4 tires since he'd already lost so much track position. Then he decided just to go with lefts, and Kevin, in fact, told his crew chief Gil Martin, just take that computer that figures the gas mileage and throw it on the ground, smash it, jump up and down on it. Let's do it by hand from here on out.
And I'm sure you cleaned that up quite a bit over what he really said.
When he came through the picture. All right, we'll check the running order. It is Michael Waltrip leading. Dale Earnhardt Jr. second. Kevin Harvick, after his problems, is 2 laps down in 40th place. Jeff Gordon is third, 9/10 of a second behind Earnhardt Jr. Talked about their dominance at Daytona and Talladega, the DEI duo.
They don't do too bad on these restricted plate racetracks where the NASCAR installs an aluminum plate under the carburetor that restricts the horsepower from about 800 down to 450 or so, because they just can't let these cars run unrestricted. They'd be 230 miles per hour.
All right, second group has caught the first. Gordon, Newman, Kurt Busch, Dale Jarrett, right up there with Earnhardt Jr. and Waltrip. And we're just past 300 miles in the EA Sports 500 from Talladega. Michael Waltrip is the leader. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
Chariots with 4 horses. Try 700. NASCAR Thunder 2003. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Breaking news from Midas, America's trusted leader in brakes. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95 at Midas, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. So how do you find the time to repair your brakes without stopping your life? The answer is Midas, for fast, reliable brake service. Hurry into Midas today for lifetime brakes, guaranteed. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes, $39.95, only at Midas.
Today, your home is probably your best investment. So today, there's no better time to come to Lowe's. Lowe's Hardware Help Desk has experienced specialists that can cut, size, and customize. At Lowe's, you'll find experts in every department to help you. And no one ever beats Lowe's prices. Because Lowe's has low prices every day, guaranteed. That's our promise. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
I can't sleep, Mom. There are monsters in my closet.
I have an idea. There, honey. Feel safe?
Now the monsters are into the caravan.
No, they aren't. I'll show you.
Dodge Caravan, a feeling of security no matter what lies ahead.
Told you so.
Sure. Let's hide under the minivan. Great idea.
See Monsters, Inc. now on DVD and in the Dodge Caravan. Get a no extra charge DVD player on Caravan ES, plus Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty.
I love football on TV, shots of Gina Lee, hanging with my friends and twins. I love burritos at 4 a.m., parties that never end, dogs that love cats, and twins. And I love you too. It's the love song.
Arena football, demonstrated by Kurt Warner and John Elway. Arena quarterbacks pass almost every play. Score so high you'll need oxygen. Running for the sidelines? What sidelines? The Arena Football League, Season 17, coming to NBC. Football is in the house.
Friday night, rookie Jimmy Johnson was among the many drivers and crew who took on Talladega, courtesy of EA Sports NASCAR Thunder 2003.
The graphics and even when you're playing it, you get a real true sensation of what it's like to be out there on the racetrack.
Johnson went up against fellow rookie Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon, and Kevin Harvick in the EA Sports Drivers Challenge. And in the final, Ryan defeated last year's champion Kevin Harvick and picked up the W.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I won a truck race earlier today out here with the Winston truck, so I'm 2 for 2 today. We didn't even get to qualify.
And right now, he's in the lead. He's leading the EA Sports 500 in his Ford Taurus. Pretty good weekend right now.
Took the lead away from Jeff Gordon just a lap ago. Now the 11th different driver to be out in front of this race.
Is that debris on the racetrack I seen on the apron?
Yeah, it's on the apron, but way below the yellow line. That's not an issue, is it? No. I mean, that's not any reason to put out the caution.
If you drive down there, you're in trouble anyway.
Yeah. Jeff Gordon for the lead. And the more these guys up front race side by side, that pack that had been broken apart, it's all right back together.
Usually in the past, these guys will run. They'll get 5 or 6 or 8 cars in single file and try to break away, but not today.
29 cars in the lead pack. Lead lap cars, plus a couple of others that are a lap down, like Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson.
And that car right there above Jeff Gordon, Jerry Nadeau.
Just now went a lap down after the unscheduled pit stop.
Oh, Robbie Gordon. Trying to hang a hard left off turn 4, but couldn't get alongside to make the move. By the way, the lead change numbers that we showed you there a minute ago, we're now up to 30 lead changes. Oh, look at this, 4 wide. Dale Jarrett right up through the center. The lap car of Nadeau slides out from in the middle of that. Probably wisely so.
In fact, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 4 wide on the outside. Mark Martin, Jerry Nadeau. Oh.
Jarrett trying to push his way to the front. Robbie Gordon behind Jeff Gordon. Robbie cuts low.
It puts Jeff in the middle and going backwards.
And that's what talking about that earlier. That's why you got to be looking in your mirror, because if you let a guy get underneath you on the left side, you get put where you don't want to be, right where Jeff Gordon is in the center lane.
30-second lead change, 12th leader of the day, Robbie Gordon, out in front in the singular car. Let's make our singular call to the pits. You think Jeff Gordon is calling for some help, Dave?
Well, we'll find out, because we'll talk to Robbie Loomis, his crew chief. He took on right side tires twice, then left sides, and made a little chassis adjustment. Now, I grew up in truck racing where you took on 2 tires at a time under caution. Under green here, you guys are pretty much forced to take on 2 at a time. Is it tough to adjust the car today?
It really is tough. Unfortunately, the guys have built a great car for us. We found Chevrolet's hands on brakes, so we hadn't had to do a whole lot with it.
And what about putting on that chassis adjustment last time? What was that for?
Well, it's going to be real tight. We're really seeing it fell back here a little bit. We're going to shake down at the end.
All right, they'll watch it through the entire run and see what they get, Marty.
Well, Matt Borland is Ryan Newman's crew chief, Dave, and as the longer this race goes, it gets more intense. How's Ryan doing out there, and how's the car now?
Ryan's doing great. We haven't heard a lot from him. He's got his hands pretty full, but L-Tough Ford's running pretty good right now. The guys that get big stops, and we'll see what happens here at the end of the race.
He said he wanted to be more comfortable going in, meaning he was a little bit loose in.
Yeah, he's pretty loose right now, but he's hanging on to it. So we're going to try and make it here so we can put a set of right sides on for this next stop.
And remember, these guys finished 43rd here in the spring, looking much better today.
Yeah, this is one place the driver doesn't do a whole lot of talking to either the spotter or the crew chief.
Just listening?
Just a lot of listening.
Pack is starting to tighten up, and things are getting a little more intense here at Talladega. 65 laps to go. We're coming up on the 350-mile mark in the EA Sports 500. Robbie Gordon is out in front. He's rocking Talladega right now.
Hello, Dale, Mister Dale Jimmy. Will you race the big brown truck if I say please? 'Cause it's big and brown and it drives around, don't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Newton.
Time to race that big brown truck. People just love that crazy truck. I give it up and race that truck today. Come on, Dale, and race the truck.
Thinking about your blood pressure? Pick up a bottle of Tropicana Pure Premium.
Everybody's smiling. Sunshine Day. Everybody's laughing. Sunshine Day.
Drinking Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice every day can help lower your blood pressure.
The Sunshine Day. Everybody seems so happy today.
That'll make you happy.
It's the sunshine.
Tropicana Pure Premium. Drink pure good, feel pure good.
I'd like to see the Super. Problems for Jeff Gordon as we come back live to Talladega. He crossed the start-finish line last time in 13th place, but he has slowed on the backstretch, and now he's coming to pit road under green. Another twist in the championship picture today.
And I see no smoke coming out from the car, so looks like it could be a flat tire. Dave?
As soon as I finished my interview with Robbie Loomis, he said, "Get off the cart, please." Jeff's talking to me now. Jeff started reporting that something was wrong under the hood. He asked him down pit lane what the problem was. He said it's just in big, big trouble. Smoke under the 24 hood now.
Jeff Gordon has been great or not great for about the last month. He's got 3 wins in the last 6 races. But other races in that time, he had the engine problem at Richmond where he failed to finish. He had the crash at Dover where he failed to finish. And another title contender's in trouble today.
And unfortunately, if they get the car fixed, he gets back out and is running perfectly. He can only pick up 1 spot. Jay Sauter's the only car that's the 71 car that's out of the race, or 81 laps down.
Yeah, he's out of the race. He bounced off the wall a little bit earlier and took the car to the garage with some damage. So what do the standings look like now? I don't see that 24 there.
What a big gap for Tony Stewart. 157 points back to the 5th spot. And Jeff Gordon is going behind the wall. Looks like to the garage area.
So Gordon behind the wall, only the 2nd car back there. And the other Gordon is the leader. Tony Stewart, though, runs 2nd. Other championship contenders, Rusty Wallace is back in 17th place. Jimmy Johnson, 39th. Mark Martin, 31st. And Sterling Marlin is out for the season, as you know, from the headlines of the week with that neck injury suffered in the crash at Kansas. And you know, Benny, we talked about the pivotal race, and everybody used the phrase wild card and the unknown. What they're talking about was losing points in the big wreck, not these strange things that have happened today.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson on the pace lap made contact and cost both of them a lap. Had to make pit stop. Both of the cars lost a lap. Now Jeff Gordon has an engine problem, I guess, Dave.
They do, BP. They just said get the valve covers off. We'll see which cylinder it is. So they believe they've dropped a cylinder.
Yeah, Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson crashed, but at 55 miles, 65 miles per hour.
Been a lot of talk in the garage about the championship that no one seems to be able to take control of. Nobody can get on that run and make the forceful statement to take command of this championship. It's going to come right down to Homestead in mid-November. And we'll follow it for you all the way on NBC and TNT. Right now, 59 laps to go at Talladega. Robbie Gordon's the leader.
Tuesday on Hidden Hills.
Dad, did you fix it, honey?
You needed some me time. Maybe a little basketball. You don't mention the movie, the massage, or the back nine. Unfortunately,
Janine?
you've been caught.
So how was basketball?
Hidden Hills, NBC Tuesday.
Do you want the luxury of a Simmons Beauty Rest mattress? Boston Interiors has the quality Beauty Rest you want on sale now at all 4 Boston Interior stores.
Folks at the scooter store want to know, where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go? I want to go where the really big fish are.
It may seem silly to you, but I like to do my own shopping.
Hi, I'm Dan Wester with the scooter store. You know why we sell more scooters than anyone else in the country? We think it's because we're just plain friendly. At the scooter store, we'll do all the paperwork for you. We'll talk to Medicare. We'll talk to your physician. And with Medicare and your insurance, your new scooter will cost you little or nothing. And our guarantee is that if we pre-qualify you for a scooter and your Medicare claim is denied, we'll give you a new scooter free. Hey, join all the other folks who've already called for free information. There's no obligation. Call now.
I made the call. Now it's your turn. Make the call right now.
Go anywhere you want to go. Call the scooter store right now at 1-800-220-9911. That's 1-800-220-9911.
I'm definitely more confident than ever, and I am thrilled.
Visit Gentle Dental's team of specialists and modern offices for all your dental needs.
I'm so excited. Gentle Dental changed my life.
Gentle Dental, because everyone should love the dentist.
Randy Price.
Or you'll see only on 7.
Katerina Bandini.
Let's get right to reporter Bruce.
The team to watch for the best news coverage. Only on 7 News.
It is a sport unlike any other, in the battle for the ultimate title. NASCAR Winston Cup champion is on the line. Fans say it's an event that touches all your senses. The Checker Auto Parts 500 presented by Pensoil, showing Sunday, November 10th at Phoenix International Raceway. Call 602-252-2227 to reserve your seat. Gordon, Jr., Marlin, Harvick, Racing Arizona. You need to be here when the battle begins.
56 laps to go. We are at 350 miles in the EA Sports 500 NASCAR on NBC from Talladega, Alabama. Been an unusual day in the championship as we check our Pepsi race recap. On the pace laps, the front row starters, Jimmy Johnson and Mark Martin, top 2 in the championship. Something locks up the steering on Mark's car. He comes across and bumps into Johnson. Mark pits on the pace lap. Johnson takes the green flag on the track, but then comes down the pit road on the first lap of the race with right front damage. Both drivers laps behind. They haven't caught up since. Jeff Gordon in traffic after leading earlier in the race for some 27 laps, slows. His car with engine problems is pushed behind the wall just moments ago. The championship standings with a big shuffle here today. Dave Burns is with Jeff Gordon now.
And Jeff has stepped out of the car. He's taken a look underneath, talked to his guys. Jeff, what have you determined so far?
Lost a retainer in one of the valve springs and dropped a valve. So, and probably some more things went from there. That was probably the first thing to go. And I felt it lose power there and dropped some RPM and didn't seem the same. And that thing was pretty strong, man. I was having a lot of fun. I could go to the back, and come right back to the front, man. I was just having a ball out there. My guys are just cranking out great stops. But that's unfortunate. That's been our misfortune all year long. We can't seem to get, back-to-back great finishes and wins and, kind of carry the momentum. So this is a big bummer today.
Yeah, tough break for him, guys. He was one of the few cars that could had the DEI cars out there today.
Jeff Gordon was 4th in the championship coming in, 109 points. Behind leader Jimmy Johnson. He's not going to take a big hit, a huge hit, where Johnson and Martin are concerned, but that orange car, he could take a huge hit with him.
Talking about the 20 car, Tony Stewart is currently running in 2nd spot. There you see him, the Home Depot car.
Can't seem to do anything with Robbie Gordon.
Doesn't need to be in too much of a hurry right now while this thing is strung out single file. Best thing's to stay in line, right? Weren't you preaching that earlier?
Absolutely. They're doing what they should be doing, especially when it's getting close to these pit stops right now.
Speaking of pit stops, Ricky Craven has been in. Mike Skinner, Brett Bodine, Elliott Sadler, Casey Atwood, all those cars laps down, those last 4. And Bill Elliott, Jeremy Mayfield, and Kenny Wallace have also been in for pit stops. So remember the ticker across the top of the screen. The names will change to yellow as we cycle through the series of stops.
And you saw Richard Childress, 9 victories here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Robbie Gordon, the 31 car, drives for Richard Childress. Matt Kenseth gives up that 3rd spot to come on to pit road. And guys, I don't think he can make it the rest of the way.
53 laps, 52 laps. I don't think so.
I know he can't because I asked. Nope, they're very disappointed. Not getting good fuel mileage. Good car can run at the front, but they'll definitely need to stop again. Right side tires and fuel for Matt. Waiting on the fuel, waiting on the fuel. He goes away. We go to Matt.
And both the 48 and 5, the Hendrick cars are in with another Hendrick corporate teammate in the 10 right behind. They're all going to have to stop one more time. Left side tires for the 48. Dave.
Joe Nemechek not happy with the handling of his car. 4 tire change for the 25 car. And he stalls it trying to leave. He refires.
Is that the first 4 tire change we've seen all day?
Yep, sure is.
And Dave Blaney's out of gas again, 2nd time today. In the yellow car.
And about the same spot, it refired again.
Robbie Gordon, one of 12 drivers who traded the lead 32 times today. He will easily break the record for most lead changes this season, which is 32. That was done back in Atlanta in March. He'll break it by the time we finish this cycle of green flag pit stops. Look at him fanning out everywhere.
You see the 99 car, Jeff Burton back there, he had slowed about 5 or 6 laps ago and looked like he had lost an engine, but someone told us that an ignition box had failed in his car. They have a backup system. He went to that, and now he's charging back to the front.
'99 car showing in 12th place last time by. Racing with John Andretti there, and Rusty Wallace you're on board with. Picked this up off of Jeff Burton's team radio a little while ago when those problems occurred.
Okay, we lost the box, and then it started smoking and smelled real funny. I switched back to box A, and it shut off again. I went back to box B, and it quit smoking.
You might have bigger problems than just an ignition box.
But he's right there in the thick of the lead pack. And working with his brother Ward once again. You know, what an interesting dynamic that whole situation is with Jeff Burton splitting up with crew chief Frankie Stoddard. And anytime you're split up, there are some hard feelings. There's just no such thing as a completely friendly parting. And then Frankie ends up being the crew chief for Jeff's brother Ward.
You know, Junior all of a sudden can't keep up with these guys. I wonder what's going on there. By the way, Rusty in the pits, Bill.
And he's getting right side tires and fuel. Kyle Petty did blister it right front with 65 laps on it. Right in front of Rusty, the 40 car of Jamie McMurray. Good stop for those guys. McMurray getting better at that as well, and he's on his way. Those guys lost a lot of time earlier in the race when the car ran out of fuel.
A little Ford parade in that outside lane. Kurt Busch, Mark Martin. Ryan Newman trying to push back toward the front. Remember, Mark's not on the lead lap. He's the first car 1 lap down in 27th place.
Ryan Newman. See the hose there on Newman's car? I think that's the hose that he drinks out of.
Ken Schrader's just turned his car in behind the wall.
I think that's the hose that he has down to a thermos bottle. If he needs a sip, he can place that hose in his mouth.
See those gauges right there?
Yeah.
You got one eye on that fuel pressure gauge right now. And that's that one that's, as that needle starts dipping, then you know it's not picking up the fuel and you're going to be running out of fuel pretty quick.
Caution-free races at Talladega, May 1997, April 2001. No edition of this race, the EA Sports 500 and its predecessors name-wise, has ever been run without the yellow flag waving. And I'm knocking on wood as I say that right now.
That looks like Kurt Busch is making a little headway trying to find his way to the front.
Mark wasn't able to stay with him, though. No, right up against him and pushing. All right, Jeff Burton's coming in. We talked about his problems earlier, Bill.
And it's a lonely feeling. Only one other car on pit road. That's all the way at pit in. Burton's getting right side tires. Gets a fairway off the windshield. Gets fuel and goes on his way. Had that wacky problem with the ignition box, but seems to have got away, at least for now. We'll keep an eye on it.
Well, see, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been able to get by Dale Jarrett. I wondered a moment ago why he had fallen back, but I guess he was just resting a little bit. Now he's got that Bud car charging back toward the front.
Maybe he was looking for somebody.
Yeah, maybe he was.
Like a blue car?
Well, he was up 2 cars in front of him.
Ah, okay.
You mean the blue car with the big yellow logo on the hood?
Yep.
That's the one.
On board, Todd Bodine. Here comes Mikey.
The battle for the 4th position.
All right, the leaders will be starting to make some green flag pit stops shortly, so let's take a break so we can come back in time. Robbie Gordon and Kurt Busch fighting up front.
Thinking about your blood pressure? Pick up a bottle of Tropicana Pure Premium.
Everybody's smiling, sunshine day. Everybody's laughing, sunshine day.
Drinking Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice every day can help lower your blood pressure.
The sunshine day. Everybody seems so happy today.
That'll make you happy.
It's the sunshine.
Tropicana Pure Premium. Drink pure good, feel pure good.
I'd like to see the Super Crew.
Come on.
This may not be pretty.
2, 3, give me 2. Come on.
Come on, how do you do
anything?
Come on, what you got?
Watch Matt and his Super Crew at the Ford Championship Weekend on NBC, November 16th and 17th at Homestead Miami Speedway.
So what'd you think?
I don't know. Do they come in blue?
No, they do.
Yes, they do. Old Navy painter's pants are one of a kind.
A better price you'd be hard-pressed to find.
Quality construction. That's our guarantee.
Old Navy painters.
You're the pants for me.
The price
is nice.
He'll wear.
This pair.
Wow, they're just $15 to $20 for men and boys.
Old Navy, we are there.
Intelligence is not limited to humans. Make a collect call, Mr. Frisky. Witness him dialing down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. Even he knows it's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Hey, Mo, what's better than one tire at a great price?
4 great tires, Manny?
Exactly.
How about 4 great tires starting at less than $100? 4 tires starting at less than $100. Now that's great. Great is what we do best.
Pep boys, we're car people.
Wrangler presents 5-star finishes. One of my favorites at Talladega of all time, the 1981 Talladega 500. Ron Bouchard in the yellow car. Darrell Waltrip's leading. He's paying attention to Terry Labonte. Watch Bouchard through the tri-oval, sneak to the inside, and picked up his first NASCAR Winston Cup Series victory, the Fitchburg Flash, from Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
I saw Ron while we were up at the Loudon race in July. Looking very fit these days.
Yep. More on Wrangler 5-star finishes. Log on to NASCAR.com.
Well, everything's right in the world. Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in front. Robbie Gordon, the 31 car, has made a pit stop. A little gas and oil. Tires, not oil, gas and tires.
Todd Bodine, John Andretti, and Mark Martin also came in during the break a minute ago.
I thought Robbie went further on fuel last time.
Check our Napa field summary. 34 lead changes among 12 different drivers today, equaling the season high in lead changes so far. No cautions, and the 2 cars out of the race, Jay Sauter, who went out early, and Jeff Gordon, who just went out with an engine problem. I think I mentioned a minute ago, Ken Schrader went behind the wall, valve spring. They got the hood up on that car. Uh-oh. Mark was just in on pit road.
And looks very, very slow.
Now left rear, guys, left rear, 3,900, Mark, 3,900.
Well, question asked, question answered.
And it goes bad.
Dave?
Well, it looks like left side tires for Mark Martin. He must have had one going down. Off pit road now. Long day for Mark.
Yeah, it got a lot longer.
So how much longer can Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Jr. run? We're at 41 to go now. And they're probably about to make their last pit stop to this race if we don't see the caution flag.
Well, all right, let's see. We intercepted this on Michael Waltrip radio.
Hold the little move we just made. Where we get in line and then work to the middle. Well, he didn't make a note of that.
He must have liked the middle. Make a note. You hear that? Work to the middle. Well, I think these guys are going to stop about 150. And that means they got 38 laps to go. They've done that so they can make it the rest of the way.
Tony's waving his hand, so you see the 20 car is going to be hitting pit lane here in a second. And who comes with him? Got to have people come with you so that you build back up to speed more quickly in the draft. If you stop by yourself, you're going to lose ground.
Well, he might be in trouble. Kurt Busch is the only guy coming in with him.
And his teammate Bobby Labonte a little bit farther behind. 40 laps to go. Here he comes, Matt.
And this will be Tony Stewart's final scheduled pit stop. Chris Woodward, the engine tuner, told me they are plus 1 lap, meaning they can go to the finish and they will still have 1 lap still left in the tank, getting great fuel mileage. And keeping with the rotation, they will now take on left side tires. They can go the distance if Jeff Gooch Patterson gets every ounce of fuel in there. They packed it full, and he is gone, Marty.
It is right side tires for Kurt Busch, and this will not, unfortunately, be his last stop of the day as he speeds off pit road with Tony Stewart. They do have to stop one more time. They're about a lap short.
But those two cars working together will get up to speed more quickly than if Stewart or Kurt Busch would just come in by themselves.
Right, and I don't expect to see the 97 come in with 1 lap to go, though.
All right, here we go, and Ryan Newman gets run out into the grass as they start. All these cars, lead lap cars, are on pit road. The DEI cars, Newman, Jeff Green, Marty Snyder goes to work.
Michael Waltrip comes in down pit road. The car is excellent for Michael. They'll make no changes to the chassis. Ryan Newman, his team told him we're 1 lap short. As he goes over the line, they have to push it back. That will hurt on the front end of pit road. Dale Earnhardt Jr., fuel and tires. They say the car is not as dominant. We're going to have to beat him on pit road, and they do win that race off pit road. A long stop for Michael Waltrip's bunch. They're having to push the car backwards, and he stalled the car. Now they get it going. There goes Michael Waltrip, and they're probably went the race.
The car rolled off the jack. That was the problem.
Didn't he have that problem a race or two ago, rolling off the jack?
Busch Series race at Kansas last week.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if the car was in gear and it rolled off.
And the reason they had to push the car back, he couldn't just leave when they got the jack out from under. It was sitting on the air hose. You see the air hose is under the car, and you cannot run over the air hose as you leave. They've got to roll it back, get it off the hose. As Ryan Newman, although he had his problem, he's able to get away before Michael Waltrip. Michael's got his hand out the window. Man, he is by himself back there, isn't he?
Yeah. They're checking to see if the window net is up on Michael's car. Might have knocked the window net down somewhere in the confusion also, and he may have to come back to pit road.
Well, I saw something on the backstretch. It looked like his hand out the window. It might have been trying to hold the window net up. It's certainly in the car now. Marty?
Well, I do see that the window net is up on Michael Waltrip's car, so I don't think that's what happened, or they may have just seen his hand coming out the window, but obviously a big disappointment for this team. They're going to need some help if indeed they are going to be able to win this race. They had one of the best cars, but the window net definitely up, so they will not have to bring them down pit road for a penalty.
I thought that window net's catching one of air, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked a little bit different there.
Yeah. Wonder if he's holding it up. Hoping for a caution.
Oh, it's hard to latch those window nets when you're inside the race car.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads, 37 to go at Talladega.
So let's install Pep Boys Futura tires on every truck on the road.
That's a lot of truck tires, Manny.
Let's roll out Futura Scrambler truck and SUV tires starting at just $49.99 each.
Whoa, at $49.99 each, everyone will have Futura Scramblers.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
In the race to sell homes, success goes to the most experienced, the best trained, the hardest driven. At RE/MAX, our success is your success, and our track record is second to none. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Coughing up cards. Easy. Magic wands. No brainer. Furry woodland creature. You want to know what's really magic? That's when Singular takes my unused minutes and makes them reappear the very next month. Oh, now you're impressed. Rollover, only from Singular. Check it out. Introducing the all-new Ram Heavy Duty.
Grab Dodge's new 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
NBC's coverage of the EA Sports 500 is brought to you by Pep Boys. Help for your car is just a Pep Boys away. Pep Boys, we're car people. By Rocky Mountain Cold, Coors Light. Cold, down, easy. By Dodge, you can take life as it comes or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. And by the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse.
Next weekend, coverage of the chase for the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship moves to Charlotte. And our coverage begins on TNT Saturday with Winston Cup Happy Hour at noon Eastern Time, followed by the NASCAR Busch Series race at 1 Eastern. And next Sunday, the UAW GM Quality 500. Lowe's Motor Speedway, Charlotte, NBC, next Sunday.
Well, you know, we've seen a caution-free race. We've seen a lot of give and take. But you know what? We're getting down to where it's all going to be tape.
Yep.
Not much giving in the next 32 laps or so.
Yeah, everybody's had enough with patience.
Yeah.
Now it's going to see whatever you can get.
And that's when the accidents generally tend to happen.
That's
the big one, the big wreck, usually happens very late in the race.
When everybody's patience is just worn to a frazzle.
BP? All right, first we'll check the Noble 5 drivers, the guys who have a chance to win the $1 million. If you're the fan paired with Dale Earnhardt Jr., Debbie Polson of Manchester, Connecticut, you might be feeling pretty good right now. Remember you gave the Golden Benny to Randy Dorton and the Hendrick Engine Bunch?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be celebrating tomorrow morning. Johnny Benson, Hendrick Engine, just went to the garage. Ken Schrader, we talked about the valve spring problem. He's out. Jeff Gordon is out. And now Joe Nemechek has just gone behind the wall. Engine problems.
Dave. Man, oh man. Dave, tell those guys I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, BB, believe me, next week when they see you, they'll be telling you they would like your condolences. But Joe Nemechek, the latest retiree with the Hendrick power plant under his hood.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads. Tony Stewart is second. Ricky Rudd has eased his way up into third spot. Kurt Busch is fourth. Rusty Wallace is fifth.
Well, you know, I'm pretty sure that Dale Earnhardt Jr. can go the rest of the way. We heard a report that Tony Stewart can go the rest of the way. And, you know, I think maybe Ricky Rudd pitted at the same time as Jr., so looks like he might be good to go. Kurt Busch, can those guys make the race? Matt, the 20 can make it, right?
Yes, he can, Benny. We're in back to Dover, we aired a feature called Sizing Up the Competition, where drivers talked about drivers they're comfortable with and they have confidence racing and riding along with, especially in the draft. And that's what Tony Stewart has in Dale Earnhardt Jr. Usually at the plate tracks, they draft a lot together during practice and during the race, but Tony doesn't have a lot of confidence in the guys farther on back because he's told his spotter, Mark Robertson, to tell the 28, the 97, the 99, and the 6 to stay in line so we can protect the bottom so they don't try to make a run and shuffle us on back.
Well, you don't have to worry about the 28 much. No, because he is about the smoothest guy out there, Ricky Rudd.
But there's one thing about these racing deals. They're made to be broken.
They have a way of falling apart. Dave, what you got?
Now, speaking of falling apart, that's kind of what's happened to the 28 this year. This team disbanding after this year, Ricky Rudd going elsewhere. They have had great pit stops today, and after this last pit stop, in which they took on 2 right side tires and had a fast pit stop, he congratulated the crew on the radio. Everything very friendly between these guys right now because they know they can still win, and they've had a great car all day long.
Now, the guy that may shake this up is that 97 car, because I know he does not want to stay in line. He wants to get to the front.
And here he goes. Looking to the outside of Ricky Rudd for third. Rusty Wallace is pushing him there.
And Rusty Wallace has the DEI car Steve Park behind him.
Kurt Busch has finished third in 2 of 3 career tries at Talladega. He runs this place very, very well.
Jeff Burton drives to the inside, tries to take a spot away from Rusty Wallace. But right now, it's just seeing if that outside line can run well enough to get alongside Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Tension growing as we close in on the finish. 27 laps to go in the EA Sports 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to win a 3rd straight Talladega race. Can he do it again?
I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
Got a buck? You're in luck. Because you can get a delicious Beefy Big and Tasty, a McChicken sandwich, and lots of your other favorites on McDonald's Dollar Menu every day.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
The sleek 200 horsepower Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Green. The side you show the world is up to you.
Chariots with 4 horses. Try 700. NASCAR Thunder 2003. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
This fall, college students everywhere will achieve scholastic excellence. This is not their story. Comedy Central Original Movies presents the true story of 5 Ivy League students with one lofty ambition.
We could really have a lot of sex.
They take on the man.
It's called the naked truck.
They take on the school.
We will get those perverts.
And discover what it really takes to be happy.
I don't have to die a virgin.
It's Comedy Central's first original movie, Corn and Chicken, premiering Sunday, October 13th at 10, only on Comedy Central.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew you'd like chocolate cake.
Yes, I will marry you.
What?
I love you.
Oh, wow.
I'm engaged.
We're engaged.
I'm so surprised.
And I'm like, I'm the one that's surprised.
How long you been dating?
2 weeks.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Hold on. Talk to her. She's excited.
Okay, hi, Mom.
Next weekend, NASCAR returns to Charlotte. Saturday at 1 Eastern on TNT, Busch Series Racing. Sunday at noon Eastern on NBC, the UAW GM Quality 500 from Lowe's Motor Speedway. Rookie sensation Jimmy Johnson looks to stay in the thick of the ultra-tight race for the championship. NASCAR on NBC and TNT.
This week's Ford No Boundaries takes an unusual twist. You may remember that Dale Earnhardt is the winningest driver of all time here at Talladega with 10 victories, but what you may not remember is victory number 1. Back then, the man in black was, well, the man in blue and yellow in the 15 car, driving, you guessed it, a Ford to victory lane here at Talladega with legendary car owner Bud Moore. He won 3 races with Bud Moore, the last of which came right here at Talladega. Right now at Talladega, Chevrolet is leading the field, but behind him looming the Ford of Kurt Busch. Alan.
And don't forget about Ricky Rudd in the 28 car.
And let's mention Todd Bodine there, pictured second in line behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is now the first car 1 lap down. Todd dipped below that yellow line on the back straightaway a little while ago. Had to make a stop-and-go penalty on pit road. The out-of-bounds rule. It's getting tense. 23 laps to go, now 22 here at Talladega. Coming up on the final 50 miles of the EA Sports 500. Lead lap, 23 cars, 20 of them in this lead draft, along with some lap machines. Some of them are going to have to stop for fuel between here and the finish if we don't get a caution. And the closer we get to the finish and the more intense the racing for position gets, the higher the likelihood the big one may yet still happen. Caution-free so far today, 35 lead changes among 12 drivers.
And some of these cars might run out of fuel trying to make that extra lap or 2.
Just on pit road, Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer, Jeremy Mayfield, and Brett Bodine. And Terry Labonte has just taken his car to the garage. That is a Hendrick Motorsports car. Matt, do I hear Jimmy Johnson's also struggling?
Alan, the hits keep right on it coming for rookie Jimmy Johnson. Remember, he had that opening accident at the beginning of the race. Now he reports into his crew chief, Chad Canals. I'm down on 7 cylinders, and it's getting worse. A bad day for the Hendrick engine department.
Man, oh man. Last week was so great at Kansas Speedway for all those guys at Hendrick and their engine department. Today has been, so far, a disaster.
And Jimmy Johnson's team has been warned they're not meeting the minimum speed right now, so they've only got another lap or so to try and pick that up, and he'll be sent to the garage. NASCAR Winston Cup Championship standings going to take a shuffle today. Tony Stewart running second. Could come out of here with the lead, but we've still got a long way to go. Look at Rusty Wallace on the outside. Around the lap car of Todd Bodine and try to pass Tony Stewart for second. All right, last commercial break before the checkered flag if the race stays green. Let's take it now, come back for the dramatic finish. 20 laps to go from Talladega.
Hey, who won the football pool?
Suzanne in marketing.
Again?
Yeah. She got them all.
She picked an 0-10 dog over the #1 team of football?
Yeah.
I gotta know, man. What's her system?
Chicago or Green Bay?
Chicago. Better shopping.
Having quadruplets, we have a very busy schedule, so we shop for everything at Walmart. We get our tires here, too. I can leave the car there for an oil change, new tires, and go shopping. When you're picking out a tire, you need a name brand that you trust, and Walmart carries those, and I know I can trust their prices. We can get our car serviced, get all their toys, and still be home in time for lunch and nap. We have a little sticker on the back of our car that says quadruplets on board. I don't trust my children with just anybody because it's precious cargo.
Hey, they got cable.
Please, Sweets, I'm adding up votes from our survey. It seems people prefer me, the wheat side, by one.
Yes.
You paid for a single?
Yes.
So who's in there with you?
No one.
Who is it?
So how come I hear voices?
That's just my other side.
Yeah, well, my other side wants to get paid for your other side.
You got a frosted side?
You're looking at it.
Nice people skills, Sweets.
I'll leave him a mint.
The Icebreaker Olattack is powered by 6 diesel engines. Sometimes, however, it needs a 7th diesel. The Ford Super Duty Power Stroke. It's packed with 525 pound-feet of torque, more than any truck of its kind on Earth. Ford F-Series, the world's best-selling truck 25 years running, has no boundaries.
NASCAR on NBC from Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama. It's the EA Sports 500 down to its final 17 laps. Championship pictures taking a tumble today with drivers having problems, starting with the top 2 in the championship on the pace laps, Jimmy Johnson and Mark Martin. Now Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to win a 3rd straight Talladega race, leading Tony Stewart and Ricky Rudd, and some people needing to stop for fuel once more before the checkers. Don't believe the front 2 do. Earnhardt Jr. and Stewart both say they're good to go to the finish, but some of the guys behind them,
it's going to be a little bit iffy. And some guys that think they can make it might run out of fuel.
And like you just said, BP, there's going to be some guys who are going to, if they're a lap short, they're going to stay out.
Oh, yeah, they got to.
And they're going to be right in the middle of this when they run out, if they run out, which is going to be pretty tense.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to become only the 2nd man ever to win 3 straight Talladega races. The other, Buddy Baker. 1975, he swept the season, and he won the opening 76 race at Talladega also. Nobody else has won 3 straight here, even his father, who won 10 times at Talladega. Won a couple in a row on a couple of occasions here, has never won 3 straight.
See John Andretti back there. He's in 7th position, and the Cheerios Dodge hanging in there.
Got to tell you who's done a great job hanging with the group all day. At the very end of that lead pack, you're going to see a white car right there in the high lane, the 49, Stacy Compton. This is the BAM racing team that's been trying to get a foothold in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Stacy jumping in the car this weekend. 16 lead lap cars in that pack, and he's among them. He's in the lead draft.
14th right now.
Yep.
That last time by.
And that's a great job for a team that's, like I said, just trying to get a foothold and establish themselves in this sport. Total of 23 cars on the lead lap. Remember Michael Waltrip, the pit road problem last pit stop, dropped him back. He's in 16th place. Scott Raymond back in 17th. Matt Kenseth and Ricky Craven, Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer, Jeremy Mayfield. They've already made their pit stops. And it's dropped them a little bit farther behind. And then you've got Bobby Labonte last on the lead lap in 23rd place. His car stalled on his last pit stop. He's 40 seconds off the lead. Here's Rusty, Bill.
Yeah, this is just a splash. 55 races since Rusty Wallace has gone to victory lane. Looks like it's going to be 56. Good car, just didn't get the fuel mileage they wanted. Snyder.
And the same story for Robbie Gordon. Good car, just didn't get the fuel mileage he needed. Radio counts 1, 2, 3. That's all the fuel they needed. 3 seconds might have cost them the race because they led for a lot today and had a great car.
How many more of this lead pack are going to have to stop for fuel?
You know, the strange thing is Ryan Newman, Rusty Wallace's teammate, has run more laps than Rusty. You'd think that they would be about exactly the same thing. They both have the same engines, the Jasper Penske engines, but here he's still on the racetrack.
And Benny, that's exactly why the guys in the 2 pit have been scratching their head. Very disappointed, happy for Ryan getting that mileage, but cannot figure out why they aren't getting it.
These guys are going to have to gang up on the 8 car if they're going to do it, BP, even if they can gang up on the 8 car to try to get by him.
Speaking of Ryan Newman, Marty?
Well, talking about the fuel mileage situation for Ryan about midway through this race, his crew chief Matt Borland said start conserving now, and that may be one reason that has led to them staying out a little bit longer, but not this many laps. They are clearly getting better fuel mileage than the 2 car is, but they think they're going to try to make it all the way. That's one of the reasons he's dropped back just a little bit right now. saving as much fuel as he can. He's been doing it for almost half the race.
Dave has got Ricky Rudd's pit. I'd like to get him to check into this too and tell us whether that 28 car is going to stop between now and the finish or not, and find out if he's going to be in the mix of things.
Let's see Jimmy Johnson, the 48 car, the lowest car, down low on the racetrack on those 7 cylinders. Those cars go by. All right, Dave, what about Ricky Rudd?
I would be happy to update you on that. He can go the rest of the way. Before he pitted, they were discussing fuel, and Michael McSwain, his crew chief, told Ricky, you can go the same amount of laps we went last time without a problem. He stayed out with the DEI cars, came in with them, and can go to the end with them.
Okay. So that must mean that Jarrett can as well. But I think Jarrett pitted a lap or 2 before those guys.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through this lead group here, the guys that are going to run to the finish on fuel, to see what kind of teammates or manufacturer partners or anything might be up there. This is pretty wide open right now. You got the Burton brothers running there in 4th and 5th, but you got Earnhardt Jr. in a Chevy leading, Tony Stewart in a Pontiac 2nd, Ricky Rudd in a Ford 3rd, then the Burton brothers 4th and 5th, then a Roush car, Kurt Busch in 6th. He could help his teammate Jeff, in theory. And then John Andretti in a Dodge in 7th. So, you know, we don't have the DEI pairing up there or any of that kind of thing. This could be
that's why I think you got some spotters up there and drivers, and everybody's starting to at least make an effort to wheel and deal, Benny, on how they're going to get by that 8 car if they can. I mean, Tony Stewart probably asking the 28 guys if they'll go with me if I pull out.
All right, here come some cars on the pit road.
Speaking of the Burton brothers, Jeff and Ward coming in.
Oh,
what was that?
Man, oh, man. Todd Bodine, the 26 car, went completely below that yellow line and looked like he was on a dirt track there for a minute. Oh, baby.
Glove save and a beauty?
Glove save and a beauty.
Remember, Todd had a penalty for going below the yellow line on the backstretch earlier, so that's dropped him a lap down in 24th place.
Well, he was definitely below the yellow line. He may have been forced down there. I don't know that he was trying to pass someone, but he was below the yellow line sideways.
Check it out. Todd Bodine just a lap ago.
There he seems trying to get...
He got turned.
Oh, he got turned, didn't he?
Jeff Green. But look, Jeff was down there already, and Todd started coming down, and Jeff was not going to lift.
Listen to this and watch.
That was a great save.
Man, that was unbelievable.
185 miles an hour.
Yeah, you are doing... Come on, keep digging. Keep digging. You're doing real good, Richard Bostic says. The spotter for Todd Bodine.
Yeah, that's our AutoTrader.com move of the race. It's got to be.
Absolutely.
Glove save and a beauty, and he ties it up for the face-off. Todd Bodine, AutoTrader.com move of the race. Our championship leader starting the day is going behind the wall.
Benny, if these guys are going to do something, they can't wait till the last couple of laps. We always see that, but I think they got to start doing it now if they can.
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
You know, the thing is, the more cars that were in that lead pack, the more opportunities there would be to pass Junior. But the more these people stop for fuel and the more get cut out of the herd,
right, the tougher it's going to be.
The better he looks. 11 races at Talladega settled by a last lap pass.
But
number 12 be today.
They've been coming down here since 1969, so it's not 12 races. Not a few of them.
Championship standings as we close in on the finish with Tony Stewart running 2nd, Mark Martin running 30th, Ryan Newman's in 7th, and Rusty Wallace just off pit road is in 15th.
How about that? Ryan Newman up to 4th. We talked about Jimmy Johnson being a Rebestos rookie trying to win a championship. Hey, let's don't count Newman out yet.
Maybe another $1 million day for Dale Earnhardt Jr. 8 laps away from the checkered flag, about to be 7 at Talladega.
And John Andretti has had to make a pit stop, get a splash of fuel.
And notice Junior's running that low line now, BP. You're not going to let anybody get underneath him if you can help it.
He's in protection mode.
He's in protection mode. He goes down the back straightaway on the left side of the racetrack.
Now we see Tony back up there down in 1 and 2. He was backing up to see if he could get a run on Junior down the straightaway. If you stay right up next to the bumper, you'll never get a run. You've got to drop back a little bit, and then as you come off the straightaway, try to get that run.
But you think if they all pulled out on Junior, they could have got by? If right now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cars if they all pulled up to the right. But it doesn't look like it. I mean, the 8 car looks awfully strong.
You want 7 guys to work together and do the same thing? Is that what you just said?
Well, what do you think, Wally? Gee whiz.
Even if Tony Stewart finishes second today, he'll have to consider that a victory of sort, because in this season, the restrictor plate races have been his Achilles heel. Of the 6 races Tony Stewart has failed to finish this season, 3 of them have been the 3 previous restrictor plate races.
I believe I said at the starting line of his average finish is like 37th on the restrictor plate races this year.
He had the engine failure early in the Daytona 500, and then he crashed at Talladega here in April and at Daytona in July.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of these deals. I was down there the other day. Him and I and Hut Strickland were talking. He said, this is the one place, if I could just take the green, come in and let you guys drive the race, I would do it. Just this one place.
Ranks of potential winners thinned out by this long green flag run, caution-free, in fact, throughout the race. And we're down to now 5 laps to go.
We talked about this being a big race as far as the points is concerned, and we all thought we think about the crash, and that was obviously what we were talking about. But this place is hard on engines, as the folks at Hendrick found out today, because to try to make horsepower with that small restrictor plate, they do all kinds of trick things. Well, today, those tricks that Randy and those guys tried backfired on them.
The tricks were no treat?
No, yeah.
The Halloween out there.
It was definitely no treat.
Well, we got rid of that big 40-car pack, that's for sure. Anyway, I don't know with the fuel cell deal.
Kurt Busch looked like he had such a great car earlier, but he hasn't shown the ability. Back where he is in line, he's got to make something happen now. He's got to start going. You talked about you can't wait till the last lap, but
right.
If you're where he is in line in 4th, you can't wait till 3 laps to go. You got to go.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson is out, Dave.
He is behind the wall. He's just climbed out of the car. You heard about the other cars going away. Did you try to adjust your driving style or anything to save your motor, Jimmy?
I'd be totally honest with you. I didn't have a clue. We really don't talk about it on the radio. We're afraid we'll jinx ourselves. When I broke, I looked up and I saw the 5 on the apron too. So it's one of those deals. Don't want it wrong, but the guys tried awfully hard in the engine shop. We had great power, really competitive all day long. Our day was crazy from the get-go. I don't know what the heck happened with Martin at the beginning. Knocked the right front fender in on the tire, and it's been a wild day. But hey, what the heck? Whoever's been leading this points has had nothing but problems. So I'm glad we don't have to worry about that voodoo doll on our backs. We'll just go on and see what happens.
All right, he was the points leader coming in, guys.
Jimmy Johnson out. Joining his Hendrick teammates, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and Joe Nemechek, plus the Hendrick supplied cars of Johnny Benson and Ken Schrader.
You saw Ryan Newman in the 12 car, the Alltel car, try to make a pass just a moment ago on Steve Park, and all it did was cost him a spot. Jeff Green gets by, and now he's brought Dale Jarrett, some other cars into the mix. Now, Jarrett stopped 2 laps before Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ricky Rudd.
Well, they're holding their breath.
They're holding his breath, aren't they, Marty?
Are indeed, VP. Dale Jarrett's team is, and they're going to come down pit road this time. He just radioed to Todd Terry. Are we going to try and stretch the fuel? He said, no, let's not do it. Let's come down. Let's get a splash of fuel. We cannot make it. So they are indeed short. Here comes Dale Jarrett down pit road now.
And here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. across the stripe. 2 laps to go. Next time the white flag flies, if Tony Stewart's got something for him, he better start showing it.
I think he's been trying to show it for about 10 laps, but that's it. What you see is what you get.
Jeff Green trying to make something happen outside of Steve Park and takes the 5th spot. Farthest forward of the Richard Childress cars.
Yeah, I think a little bit, couple laps ago, and Tony backed up down in 1 and 2 and tried to get that run. I think that's when he was trying to see what he had. And I guess he assumed not much or not enough.
Yeah. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will have led 55 laps today at the start-finish line. 143,000 on their feet at Talladega as the white flag flies. Final lap of the EA Sports 500. Spotter says keep it on the bottom. Jr. will be more than happy to comply. Behind him, Steve Park being challenged by Ryan Newman for a spot. But the front 5, single file. Kurt Busch looking for 3rd. Can't do it. Ricky Rudd with a brief peek. Kurt Busch trying to find enough muster to run with him. His father won here 10 times. And now Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to become only the second man in this track's history to score 3 straight wins at Talladega Superspeedway. Earnhardt Jr. to the checkered flag. He wins the EA Sports 500. Victories this season for Dale Earnhardt Jr., Talladega and Talladega. And a new millionaire has joined the ranks of the American wealthy. Debbie Polzin of Manchester, Connecticut has won the $1 million as the fan. And Dale